It's not even about the belt no more. It's about beating Demetrius Johnson. It's about beating the best fighter probably in human history.
Tonight's my night. LA's in for a fantastic fight between me and Henry Cejudo. I'm gonna go out there and do what I do best.
Seeing TJ with my belt really motivates me to go in there and knock him out and get my belt back.
Cody absolutely does not deserve an immediate rematch. Never even defended the belt, but he does deserve to get his ass whipped.
To you from the West Coast. It is one of the biggest nights of the year for the UFC, and we have got a fight card befitting the market. 2 championship rematches set to be decided before the night is through. Live inside Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, USA. This is UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2. Closed captioning for tonight's telecast is brought to you by Mile 22, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lauren Cohan, and Ronda Rousey in theaters August 17th. The broadcast is also available in Spanish, brought to you by UFCEspanol.com. And with that, as always, thank you for being with us on pay-per-view tonight. I'm John Anik. So at one point, they were teammates, wrestling, grappling, sparring together in Northern California, but now they are bitter, bitter rivals. They are TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. Dillashaw struck first in the rivalry. That was last November in Madison Square Garden. Tonight, the series shifts to SoCal with Cody No Love looking to even the score. Thrilled to welcome in my broadcast partners, the legend Joe Rogan, the 2-division UFC champion Daniel Cormier is here as well. And Joe, never hurts when a matchup like this has some heat on it. This main event would certainly qualify.
It's my favorite kind of fight. I love the fights where the 2 guys are the best in the division, but they also have the most animosity towards each other. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
A little bit. And these are the moments that the fighters live for. The boys are in the back right now. Cody Garbrandt's nipping at the bud. TJ Dillashaw's nipping at the bud. They can't wait until we let them off the leash. This is going to be a dogfight with 2 hungry pit bulls. Throw the stink in the middle of the octagon. Let's get going.
All right, well, before we can spin it forward, let's first look back to that first meeting, Madison Square Garden backdrop, and it was really a tale of 2 fights, Joe. Cody Garbrandt started strong, knocked TJ Dillashaw out. He was wobbly going back to his corner. Garbrandt then said he had an adrenaline dump, and TJ closed the show, becoming a 2-time champ with the finish there in round 2.
Well, I think that first fight highlights why this fight is so exciting, because anyone can win. It truly is the theater of the unknown. This is an unbelievably well-matched up fight.
You know, TJ Dillashaw, when he first got a title fight, people thought he wasn't ready. But since he won that fight against Henry Cejudo, who was at that time #1 pound for pound, he has been on a tear and he's lived at the top of this division. This is a 8-point striker. Knees, elbows, kicks, punches. He can do everything on top of his wrestling. Extremely confident. 2-time champion in this division. Unbelievable performer. The Viper, TJ Dillashaw.
Cody did not make any excuses coming into that first fight, but he most certainly did have a significant back injury that required several epidurals. He's one of the best boxers in the division. His knockout of Thomas Almeida was absolutely spectacular. And you see here how he knocked down TJ in that first fight. He believes that he is healthy 100% coming into this fight, and he will have what it takes to regain his title. I believe we are going to see an amazing matchup.
And here was the stare down here on Friday. Intensity personified, no surprise there. This is a pick'em fight, or close to it, according to Las Vegas. In just a matter of hours, they will close that octagon gate behind Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw. Co-headliner tonight features a man who has set a new standard for what it means to defend a UFC championship. I'm talking about Demetrious Johnson, 11 successive defenses, and tonight again it's a familiar foe, Henry Cejudo. First meeting, we'll look back at it. It was April of 2016, and this fight, at least according to Cejudo, was over before it started. Less than 3 minutes. Cejudo got hurt by an early knee, was never able to recover. DJ closed the show there, and he will try to make it a dozen consecutive UFC championship defenses here tonight, Joe. You've said this is the guy with the most complete MMA game you have ever seen.
I feel that he is the highest level of mixed martial arts talent we have ever seen. It's so difficult to gauge because he's cleared out his division. When Roy Jones Jr. was at the top, it wasn't that the other guys weren't great. It's that Roy Jones was that good. That's what we are seeing from Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. The best, most complete expression of mixed martial arts talent I believe we've ever seen. I think to date, he's the greatest pound-for-pound fighter the world has ever known.
Demetrious Johnson is a phenomenal fighter, a phenomenal champion. But if anyone can make the adjustments, it's this young man, Henry Cejudo, the youngest Olympic champion in UFC wrestling history. He's gotten better in the stand-up. I remember in 2007, he placed last in the World Championship. Fast forward 11 months, he is standing atop the Olympic podium as the champion. When he's wrestling, nobody can match him. And you have seen the improvements in his stand-up. Look phenomenal against Sergio Pettis and finish Wilson Hayes to re-earn a title to Demetrious Johnson. He said when he fought him the first time, he was too young, he wasn't ready. 2 years later, he's ready to become the UFC bantamweight champion.
All right, with that, let's get to the rules of the octagon. 3 judges score the fight. The bout duration, 3 5-minute rounds. For title fights and all main events, we go 5 5-minute rounds. A 10-point must-scoring system is in effect. Round winner gets 10 points, his or her opponent 9 or fewer, and scoring is based on effective striking and grappling if necessary, to be followed by aggression and then octagon control in that order. Also, the California State Athletic Commission has adopted the new unified rules for MMA. We will also have the limited use of instant replay tonight, but only to look at a fight-ending sequence. Once replay is invoked, that particular fight cannot be restarted. The fighters have been made aware. With that, we have arrived at the main card for UFC 227. Great to have you with us tonight on pay-per-view. As one of the most feared knockout artists in the game, Thiago Santos doesn't have too many opponents eager to stand with him, but Octagon newcomer Kevin Holland could very well be an exception to that rule. 2 months ago, Kevin Holland was a hot prospect on the regional scene, hoping the UFC was the next step on his mixed martial arts journey. Tonight, Texas's trailblazer is a bona fide UFC fighter, and making his debut against one of the middleweight division's most feared in Thiago Santos.
I'm hoping Thiago Santos will be the hardest fight that I've ever had, but something in my mind is telling me the boy just ain't got what it takes.
Essa noite eu vou dar as boas-vindas ao Kevin da pior forma possível.
After finishing all 12 of his pro wins, 25-year-old Kevin Holland got a call to compete on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. And in June, he defeated Will Santiago to extend his current winning streak to 4. That led to the call every fighter hopes to receive. And his first shot in the big show arrives here and now against Thiago Santos.
For anybody who hasn't seen me fight, what I bring to the octagon is something new, something different. I'm unorthodox, and I'm going to throw everything underneath the kitchen sink at this guy. So let's knock his head off.
A ferocious finisher who has ended his last 5 wins by knockout, Brazil's Thiago Santos brings the heat to every fight night. And with a resume that includes wins over rising stars Anthony Smith and Gerald Meerschaert, as well as veterans like Nate Marquardt, seemingly no one is safe from Maheta and his power game.
Eu vou para finalizar o Kevin, vou para acabar com a luta, ou por nocaute técnico ou finalização. E eu vou impor o ritmo e vou buscar isso a todo tempo.
So here is the uber-confident Travis Lutter, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, 25-year-old Kevin Holland making his UFC debut here tonight. Had a win on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series back in June over Will Santiago, a Jackson Wink fighter, and Holland said of that win, not everyone wants to go to sleep. He tried to put him away, got the win, and here he is a few short months later in the UFC.
Well, he's got a big debut in front of him right now. To go from the level of competition that he's been facing to step right in on his octagon debut and face a feared knockout artist like Thiago Santos is a tall order. But this is how you find out what kind of potential these up-and-coming young fighters have. It's one of the reasons why Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series is so interesting, because it gives these guys who've been grinding away on the regional circuit, it gives them this opportunity, this rare opportunity. You can win, you can get in, and now you have your debut. But be careful what you ask for, because you got your debut against a straight-up killer.
Yeah, he's got to fight Thiago Santos, a highly ranked guy, but this is an opportunity for him to steal that ranking. A lot of guys would not take this fight in Thiago's position. This is a big moment for Kevin Holland. Very confident, very comfortable in this setting. This young man is long. He's very creative. He listens to his coaches, loves Coach Derwin. He lives and will die by the message that Coach Derwin gives. He thinks that this fight is tailor-made for him to make a splash in the UFC very quickly.
And he's not sure he has Maheta's respect. He feels like he's overlooking him a little bit. I guess we will get that answer here in short order.
One thing that I think we must mention is that Thiago Santos was knocked out by David Branch just a few months ago. Less than 4 months ago, David Branch stopped this man. So we have to take that into consideration. How bad was that knockout? How much has he recovered? Branch put it on him, and that was not that long ago.
You're right, that was in April of this year, and that ended Thiago Santos' 4-fight winning streak.
But before that fight, he stopped Anthony Smith, who's one of the hottest rising guys in the division right now. I mean, Anthony Smith has knocked out 2 former champions in a row. So Thiago Santos is dangerous with a capital D. This man has some serious knockout power. He's highly aggressive, and he loves to bang.
Santos has finished 8 of his 9 UFC wins. This fighter description is brought to you by Mile 22, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lauren Cohan, and Ronda Rousey, in theaters August 17th. 8 knockouts, tied for the most in UFC middleweight history. 15th UFC appearance tonight for the number 13 ranked Thiago Santos.
Thiago Santos just wants to fight. I mean, he's been making weight all the time. He made weight for the Ultimate Fighter finale in case Adesanya or Tavares didn't fight. He accepted the fight with Alexander Gustafsson. He just wants to fight. He'll fight anybody, but he also said after this one, he's taking a chance fighting a guy with no ranking. Most guys wouldn't do that. He said after this one, he's going to call a shot. He's going to say, I want to fight in November. There's a middleweight showcase going on in New York. Think about Thiago Santos. I don't want to make weight for nothing, but I want to be available in case one of these big fights fall apart.
And he has been one of the more reliable middleweights for the UFC since his debut back at UFC 163. This tale of the tape brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Santos will be 35 in January. Kevin Holland still on the right side of 30. Holland the taller man by 1 inch. He will have a whopping 7-inch reach advantage. All right, now to get the introductions here for this main card opener. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Staples Center in Los Angeles, California for UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a Kung Fu fighter, holding a professional record, 13 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Worth, Texas, Kevin the Trailblazer Holland. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a striker holding a professional record, 17 wins, 6 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 185 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Thiago Santos. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Michael Beltran.
Michael Beltran on referee. Joe, we had the ill-fated Bruce Buffer fist bump on both sides of this fight tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. John Anik, who's a gambling junkie, has a real serious idea that if you touch gloves with Bruce Buffer, you have a more than 50% chance of losing.
Yes.
But now both guys did it, so it's mute.
Are your opponent?
Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Santos is in the black trunks. The UFC newcomer Kevin Holland is in white.
Kevin Holland looking remarkably relaxed before the fight starts.
And he's bouncing, he's confident. You saw this in the Contender Series. He was very confident. He was he
got tagged.
Better be careful.
The power of Thiago Santos.
Thiago Santos is throwing everything to finish the fight.
And Thiago looking to take him down. Look at this. Look at this. Is that a flying omoplata? He's trying to go to a shoulder lock here. I've never even seen anybody try to do that.
Holland trains under Ultimate Fighter Season 4 winner Travis Lutter. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu under him. He says when he was an amateur, Lutter kept him financially stable so he could pursue this.
Look at this. Let me tell you something. That is deep.
Oh, Joe.
Let me tell you something.
Joe.
Kevin Holland
Joe,
has got Thiago Santos in some serious trouble. Man, and Santos with some big bombs.
He pissed him off.
Look at Kevin Holland moving though off his back. Very well. Good defense by Holland.
And Holland slaps him.
Oh my goodness. And let me tell you something, Travis Lutter at one point in time was one of the very best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts in the world. He was a phenomenal grappler. And I know many, many people that have trained with him and massive respect for his skill. So for this young man to have a brown belt under him, and look at this, Thiago dropping down bombs on him. He's got to protect himself.
Kevin's doing a good job of keeping his elbows in there.
And he's landing some from the bottom. He landed some very good shots from the bottom there. Thunder from Thiago. Thiago might want to let him up.
Thought about it. Kevin Holland more than willing to stay in a grappling situation. 2 minutes have gone by. Furious pace here to this one early.
Look at the size difference in Kevin Holland and Thiago Santos. Santos is a big 85 bomber.
And you notice Holland laughing, showboating a little bit. He says when he gets nervous, he gets goofy. So that's the way he deals with it.
Oh, jeez.
You don't want to take these shots from Thiago Santos.
Thiago's such a heavy hitter. The elbow sneaks through. I'm telling you though, Kevin is doing a very good job of deflecting a lot of these blows.
He's long and he's using his arms to deflect the blows. And if Thiago Santos isn't careful, he can really wear himself out and empty the gas tank trying to search for a finish that's not truly there.
Holland, a very active pursuer of the submission. Working out of the closed guard here is Santos.
Well, you can see that the way he rolled for that armbar. That was very tight. And credit to Thiago for getting out of it. And he's well trained. He's doing a good job of deflecting a lot of the power coming off of Santos. But it only takes one to get through.
He's checking now. He got cut.
He got tagged. He's hurt.
He's hurt.
He's hurt. These are big shots from Thiago.
Yep, a lot of those ground strikes getting through.
But now he's starting to land. Now Santos is starting to land. Pass.
Now he's going to give up his back.
Yep. And Thiago's going to take away his grab. But I mean, at this point, when you're Kevin Holland, right? You're a young guy that's just starting. When do you decide to get back to your feet?
Something's happening. He just said something to him.
He's talking to his coaches.
But he said something to Thiago, too.
You know, even after the Contender Series win, you know, he was talking and he was joking, and the boss even said this kid could have finished this fight. You know, he's got to be serious in there, man. You got to be on task, even if it's only for 15 minutes. You got to be in the moment right now because you got a killer on top of you.
Let's go, guys. Let's work. Yeah, they're having a conversation in there.
Even when some of those strikes get partially blocked, they still...
He's having a real hard time with his left eye. His left eye is in trouble.
Kevin Holland back to his feet.
You see how he's squinting with his left eye?
Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Big wild attack by Kevin Holland.
Look, Thiago landed some big shots, and who knows how much damage Kevin took there, but I think he's having a real hard time seeing out of that left eye, and that will mess with his depth perception.
Kevin Holland needs to slow down. Oh, body shot just landed. Oh, body shot just landed.
Oh!
Maheta's got all the weapons going here early tonight, maybe thinking about a late takedown in the round. Strong start for the favorite, Thiago Santos. Tonight's Corner Cam is brought to you by Body Armor. Make the switch to Body Armor, the official sports drink of UFC. Try their new UFC flavor, Octagon Orange, exclusively available at 7-Eleven.
Okay, when he gets down in your guard, you got to kick him away. Get your feet in the hips when he gets his head postures up. You know, please get your feet in the hips and kick him away. No big deal. No big deal. You look good in the round. He didn't like to stand up. He didn't like to stand up. What's that? Wait.
Yeah.
I hear you, Coach.
Okay. And you see, he's taking him down. He's looking for an omoplata right off the bat. And look how tight this arm bar almost is. I mean, this is really close. Thiago did a fantastic job of pulling that arm out, using good defense, and then ferocious ground and pound. Now, when they were talking to each other, the truck isolated it. Kevin Holland was saying, "This sucks. Why are you hitting me so hard?" I mean, he's hilarious.
Yeah, that's the book on Kevin Holland. He's not afraid to be himself in there and feels like he realizes his most success. Looked like he winced there after the body shot from Santos.
Those body kicks are landing hard. No, it's just a different...
Oh, you got kicked low there.
Hey, stand over there. Over there, para allá. Ahí quédate. Ahí.
Mike Beltran showing Portuguese.
Nice, dude. He sounds very confident.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate at all.
You ready to go? Pick him up, okay? Fight!
So Kevin Holland not making use of the allotted 5 minutes to recover. Instead, verbally engaging Thiago Santos once again.
And Kevin Holland once fought Curtis Millender, who fights at 170 in the UFC.
Right.
And nice high kick. You see the size difference between Holland and Santos. Santos is a true big 185-pounder.
Millender is a big 170.
Yes.
Oh, look at that head kick. Oh, he keeps dropping his mouthpiece. No. Put that back in. Don't get crazy, bro. Don't say I don't need
flapping
that.
those gums so much, the mouthpiece.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like a good mouthpiece, honestly.
Yeah.
But he's rolling. He's rolling. All right, Kevin is going to have a flashback of round one. He's going to want to get out of this position. And Thiago looks like he's trying to go for a head and arm choke. It's on the wrong side, but if he steps through, he's still in trouble because of the cage. So I don't think he'll be able to complete this unless he really does something to radically change the position. And he looks like he's going to try to do that. He's turning him away. He's turning him away, but he doesn't have the arm choke anymore.
Bro, that's crazy.
Santos, a jiu-jitsu purple belt.
He does have full mount, though. Yeah, and again, you're dealing with Kevin Holland is a brown belt under Travis Luke. He really knows the ground game.
Back to the feet we go, just over 3 minutes here in this second round. Kevin Holland was not fazed by this UFC debut. When we say,
Thiago's throwing some heat at him. Some serious heat.
And everything's landing with so much power.
Oh, look at that left to the body.
Watch your heads, guys. Watch your heads.
But I mean, there's no finesse there by Thiago. He's just wind up and throw. This has become one of those kind of fights.
Pointed the toes into the body there. Santos now changes levels.
Yeah, Thiago looks like he's a solid 20 pounds heavier than Kevin. Now he's dragged him down to the ground. But Kevin looks like he's holding on to a Kimura. I don't think he's got it, though. He tried to re-grab, and now Thiago's on top of him. He's turtled up. This could be the beginning of the end.
He's got to move. If you're Holland, you got to move right now. You can't stay in this bad position. You got to collect the hand. Start trying to stand up and isolate a hand to break the lock.
Oh, and he goes up high, and then elbow as well. Boy.
Oh! Looked like Santos got tagged there. And now a knee for Kevin Holland. Holland hanging in there.
He can start to knee now.
He's not out of this, and he explodes. And that was very sneaky of him. Like, he looks like he goes limp. Like, look at him. It's almost like his legs are really close together. He's not defending. He goes limp, and then he explodes. Like, when he's relaxing, he's really relaxing.
He's still dangerous.
Yes.
He's still dangerous.
Still
it doesn't
dangerous.
look like he's defending the position, but he doesn't look like he's defending the position, but he's ready to explode at any moment.
Yep, he's separating the arms. He's looking for that Kimura again. Again, as we said before. Oh, he may have it. Okay, he doesn't have the Kimura position.
He has the elbow.
He's got side control, big elbows.
Wow, look at Kevin Holland.
So the tide has turned here late in round 2, less than a minute to go. Holland has Santos flattened out here.
Landed some nice short elbows.
A lot of people thought Holland was a live underdog tonight, closing around plus 270. Trying to mount here, Santos prevents it.
He's stepping over. Wow, good top control here by Kevin. And he might have the choke. He might be going for that guillotine with the left side.
Oh, right there, he's in a cow catcher. Wrestling move, use the head pinch. Lift the elbow to reverse the position. Good finish to round 2 for Kevin Holland.
And he fights in his natural weight class. A lot of his teammates have said he could make 70, but he'd rather not cut the weight. Will he be the fresher fighter in round 3? Very interesting development there late in the second round.
Right here, you see the takedown from Thiago Santos, driving him to the fence, securing the takedown in top position. Look at this big body kick. Boom! Toes landed. Holland fades back to the fence. Thiago goes back to a takedown. But then at the end of the round, Kevin Holland started to find success. Attacked that Kimura to change the position. Ended on top, landing elbows. That's a very positive sign if you're a team Kevin Holland.
Give me the right hand, okay?
He can't handle good power.
You can win this, Cody. You can win. You gotta find it, and you gotta find it, okay? Yes, sir. Do this.
Grab that stool, thank you.
Third and final round of this UFC debut for Kevin Holland. Turned pro back in 2015. Some suggested he was getting thrown to the wolves here. Short notice opportunity tonight. But Holland is in this fight against the 13th ranked middleweight in the world, Thiago Maheta Santos. Appreciative LA crowd. Third round underway.
And Holland has done a great job adjusting and dealing with the cut from round 1. Earlier, it looked like that was going to be the thing that distracted him, and he wouldn't be able to continue to fight, but now he's dealt with it, and he's gotten back on track as the fight's going on.
But this, again, not a lot of finesse to this. These guys are literally just standing right in front of each other and choosing when to swing. Like right there. Oh!
Thiago's got to be very careful when he goes to the body because his right hand's a little bit low, and Holland's throwing a nice check left hook. Step over trip by Santos, gets a takedown to top control again.
Okay. I got an idea.
Looked like a capoeira kick attempt there a moment ago from Santos. That was his first martial art. Eventually transitioned MMA and Muay Thai. He was looking for something more aggressive, not a shocker there. Good ground and pound here. 8 takedown attempts for Santos already. He's secured 3 of them.
The victory here, if Santos should get it, does kind of highlight why this is a very risky fight for him.
Yeah.
Because it does almost nothing to elevate his status. He basically stays in the same position.
Yep.
He's fighting a guy who's making his UFC debut. And although it's a great fight and a lot of fun and entertaining, look at this. He's looking for that arm choke again. He's high on it, though.
But even if he wins, right? And Kevin Holland, by being so game and being in the fight at any moment, he gains in the situation more than Thiago does.
Especially considering that it's his debut on pay-per-view against Thiago. Why are people booing? He's that close to securing a choke. There he goes, on top.
Nice job by Holland to buck Santos off.
He's a wild man. He's in there just having fun.
He enjoys it, man. He's told us as much.
Stop, stand up, let's go.
Michael Beltran, no nonsense, standing the fighters back up as we approach the midpoint of this third and final round. Left hand from Santos is true, now the elbow.
Wow. Santos
my goodness.
teeing off. Look at Kevin Holland is still game.
He took that shot that time, though, because he was getting beat up.
Thiago's under the neck. He's under the neck here. He's trying to do a head and arm choke, or he was trying to do that front choke, where he's trapping the head in the front of his chest. He let it go, spun to the back.
Right here, if Thiago's smart, he would try to reach across with his left hand to grab Holland's left wrist. Then that would open him up to get some punches, because then Kevin couldn't roll to his back.
Thiago's full mount now.
Still plenty of time with which to work here for Santos out of the mount.
It's certainly a fun fight to watch. It's certainly an impressive performance by Santos and an exciting debut for Kevin Holland. But again, it highlights why this is a dangerous fight for Thiago to take.
And why Thiago hasn't gotten the fights that he's won, right? He can't get any of the higher ranked guys to fight him because they don't want to risk their ranking. This is the same situation.
There are going to be a lot of physical challenges for Kevin Holland in this middleweight division. Perhaps adding some muscle would serve him well moving forward. Doesn't seem to have any intentions of moving down to 70.
This is a better attempt at the side choke here. This is a better attempt at the arm triangle.
But
he's not as high.
Okay, now he's
got to get to the side. Now he's got to get his flat. He got to get his chest down and pressure forward into Holland. He's got to get his chest down.
Show me your leg, Kevin. Show me your leg, Kevin.
Look at that. That's tight. That's tight, Joe.
That's very tight.
If Thiago can drive pressure forward a little bit, he'll get the submission.
You got to wonder. Oh, wow. He snuck out the back.
Kevin Holland.
I was going to say, you got to wonder how much Thiago's actually squeezing it. And now look at this. Thiago's going to go into a gator roll. Wow.
If he controls something on the opposite side, Kevin Holland can't roll to his back. That's one critique of Thiago Santos in that back position. He's not grabbing anything.
Well, and I think from that head and arm choke, I think his arms are so gassed out, he didn't have the energy to squeeze it. And I think that was part of the problem of finishing that.
It's crazy that Kevin Holland took this fight 2 weeks ago. John, 2 weeks ago.
Right.
This is a tough guy.
And for Thiago Santos, that should be enough to preserve his ranking. Strong output from Maheta here tonight. Significant strike advantage, 68-23 against a very hungry and game UFC newcomer, Kevin Holland.
Wow. It was a lot of fun and a very dangerous fight. And here's the first round, a takedown. And look at this. Tries to roll into an omoplata, which you just rarely see. Almost gets this arm bar, and that is very tight. Credit to Thiago for getting out of that. And then nasty ground and pound. This is all in the first round. Now, here's another Santos takedown. And look at this nasty body kick. And here's where Kevin Holland reversed him with the Kimura. That was a beautiful moment in round 2. Got that Kimura, reversed him, put him in a side control. Boom. Kevin Holland's yelling at us over here.
I know.
Well, he wants you to know that
he's trying to get my attention.
He wants you to know he's still handsome.
He
is still handsome. Now here's the end of the fight. He's got this head and arm choke attempt. but I don't think Thiago had any gas left in his arms. He really just couldn't squeeze. But excellent performance by Thiago, a dangerous fight, and Kevin Holland's an interesting guy. Very, very game.
Kevin Trailblazer Holland, 5-year-old son Cameron. A lot of family support in the building for Kevin Holland here tonight, and a valuable 15-minute experience for the newcomer tonight. The official decision is brought to you by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Bruce Buffer to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 29-27, 29-27, and 29-26 for the winner by unanimous decision, Thiago
Good job, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. You are very good.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Thiago Santos. First of all, Thiago, this was a risky fight for you. You're ranked number 13 in the world. You're fighting a dangerous guy in his UFC debut. Why the decision to take this fight?
Thiago, essa foi uma coisa arriscada que você fez. Você está ranqueado como número 13, você pegou uma luta arriscada. Por que você assumiu esse risco?
Pô, vou falar o quê? Eu só tenho a agradecer esse menino. Pô, menino novo ainda, tem um futuro grande aí pela frente. Duro demais, aguentou a luta toda. Eu vim de uma perca de peso de 3 semanas atrás, que eu estava de reserva para a luta do Adesanya com o Brett Tavares. Aceitei essa luta aqui com esse menino que nem ranqueado está estreando no UFC. Mas na verdade eu não estou reclamando, eu estou agradecendo pela oportunidade. Eu enfrento qualquer um, eu não enxergo, não cito o nome, eu luto com qualquer um, então por isso que eu aceitei, pelo público, pelo Brasil, obrigado a todos.
What a tough kid, you know, I accepted it because I needed to fight, I wanted to fight. I came off already a weight cut 3 weeks ago because I was running up for Tavares. And you know, I come to fight, I come to give a show, I'm here to fight. I do not deny any opponents. Anybody comes to fight me, I'll fight.
This was a very, very entertaining fight. Were you surprised he was able to absorb so much punishment? Because you hit him with some bombs.
Você ficou surpreso que ele aguentou de tanta punição?
Yes, of course, fiquei muito surpreso. Ele aguentou bastante. Ele fala muito, brinca muito durante a luta, mas isso não tira meu foco. Como eu falei antes da luta, isso não ia mudar nada. O meu foco de tentar nocautear ele, de tentar vencer a luta, não ia mudar nada nisso.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. He plays around, but I wasn't going to lose my focus. I keep on fighting, but it was a good fight.
Congratulations, sir. Look forward to seeing you again.
Bom, eu não sei até quando eu vou ficar ainda nessa divisão dos médios. Eu estou pensando em subir, mas eu ainda tenho alguns caras para enfrentar nessa categoria. Em novembro, dia 3 de novembro, esses caras vão estar lutando em Nova York. Eu vou manter meu peso baixo, vou manter treinando. E se qualquer um deles tiver problema, que eu sei que eles têm problema, eles não gostam de lutar muito, e se algum deles tiver problema, é só o UFC me chamar.
I'll be ready for 3rd of November. If anybody gets hurt, I'm ready to come in and fight any one of them.
Congratulations. Thiago Santos, ladies and gentlemen.
Maheta is always ready. He has won 5 of his last 6. Santos getting his 10th UFC win tonight, champ.
There he is, Chris Pratt, the star of Jurassic World, star of the Avengers. But more impressive is the fact that this man chose to go Greco-Roman with Randy Couture.
Kelvin Gastelum doesn't have a date with Robert Whittaker. You can see him on The Ultimate Fighter later this month. How about Brian T-City Ortega? A lot of love for him here in SoCal. He is the #1 ranked UFC featherweight contender. Likely will have a date with Max Holloway before the year is out. And there is mixed martial arts royalty. UFC Hall of Famers Matt Hughes and the Iceman Chuck Liddell, all in the building at Staples Center tonight for UFC 227. All right, here's a look at what's coming your way over on UFC Fight Pass. Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series continues with the final episode of Season 2. Greg Hardy is back. That is this Tuesday, August 7th. We'll be loaded on Fight Pass with fresh content all week. Live shows from Pancrase, Glory Kickboxing, among others. Live events all week long, beginning tonight after UFC 227. And this Monday, DC on demand, folks. UFC 226 will be available if you would like to relive the super fight between Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier. No spoilers. You can watch that one Monday on UFC Fight Pass. Download the UFC app today. UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2 is brought to you by Modelo Especial. Since 1925, we proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit. Metro PCS, bringing you knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the US. And by Mile 22, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lauren Cohan, and Ronda Rousey in theaters August 17th. The main event fighter arrivals are brought to you by Harley-Davidson. See your dealer today and learn to ride like some of your favorite UFC fighters with Harley-Davidson Riding Academy. Live your legend. And there he is, the undisputed UFC bantamweight king and one of the best in the business, TJ Dillashaw. His knockout of former teammate Cody Garbrandt last November was about as good as it gets. Made him a two-time UFC champion. Now, 8 months later, Dillashaw will look to close out this contentious rivalry once and for all. But looking to avoid a similar fate, the former UFC bantamweight champion, Cody Garbrandt. This is a plus athlete in every sense, a vicious combination of speed and power, and with no love for his opponent tonight. Garbrandt believes he is primed to even the score with Dillashaw and regain the 135-pound throne.
What's up, LA? How are you? Who has the first question?
I have a question for James. Are you going to run like a bitch the whole time, or are you going to stand there and fight me?
I heard you're getting knocked out. No, I'm not going to stand like a and fight the...
You're going to run like a bitch.
But you are going to get slapped. You're going to get knocked out within 3 rounds for sure.
He's the champion, you know, respect is the champion, but that doesn't change anything. You know, I'm still coming to knock him clean out on September 8th.
I looked him in his eye. I saw no bitch there. He ready to fight. He ready to go to war, and let's get it on.
Hey, you better lift some weights, man. You're skinny as hell. I'm not worried about you. I'm an All-American wrestler.
I might be the ugliest, but I'll whoop your ass
every day. For 3 rounds, bro, so I'll finish you.
Dustin, come here for a minute.
It's time to go, so it's time to go.
If you're a fan of fighting, you're a fan of this fight.
Stylistically, it's an incredible fight. Good to have Nate back, and we're happy about it. I'm happy about it.
There's not going to be any confusion. He's definitely going to meet me in the middle and throw the down. I can't wait.
I don't know. I saw a picture of Cowboy in his gi, man. I think he's going to come out and try to take me down, make it a boring fight. But there's no way that's going to happen. We're going to put on a hell of a show. He's right about that.
I'm pretty excited that I finally have a fight set. I've been training so much years, and this is my time. That's it.
We're two of the hardest hitters in the light heavyweight division, and we're going to be delivering.
You know, I love fights like that, and we're going to get in there and see what happens.
You know, I know everyone thinks I'm the new guy on the block, but I probably got more fights than everyone up here, you know?
But now he's facing the top of the division, and I've established myself over there.
That's it? No more questions? We have one more thing we want to show you. The fight is done. October, Las Vegas. It's on, ladies and gentlemen.
How about it? It was an eventful Friday for the MMA leader, to say the least. Here's a look at the fall schedule, and if your eyes are drawn to October 6th, UFC 229, Khabib versus McGregor, it would be hard to blame you. That fight is now 63 days away, among several highlights between now and the end of the year. 25th anniversary event in Denver coming up November 10th. But Joe Rogan, October 6th is Cannonball coming, Las Vegas, Nevada.
I can't believe it's happening. That's Christmas early, man. I am so excited about that fight. I want to get as many rabbit's feet. I want to cross as many fingers as I can. Please, nothing happen. Nobody get hurt. Nothing go wrong. Nobody throw any dollies at any buses.
It's all done. No more dollies needed. We have the highlight package. It's all good. Just make it there. Look, Khabib Nurmagomedov is a savage. Conor McGregor, though, is a savage to step into this fight right back after the time away. You knew that when he came back, he would come back for nothing bigger, and now we have the fight we've all been waiting for. I can't wait to go. I can't wait to go, and I'm not sitting with you guys because I'm going as a fan. I want to watch it as a fan.
Well, it could be the biggest pay-per-view in the history of the UFC.
It really could be the biggest pay-per-view in UFC history. Great.
It really could be. And one of the things that Khabib said that really made my bones chill, he goes, I want to change his face.
I don't want to beat this guy. I want to smash this guy, change his face. Send me location, I fight. Conor McGregor's the man, though. It's a good fight.
It's an amazing fight. And, you know, and I think the Al Iaquinta fight was very interesting. In that Al Iaquinta managed to survive, managed to go 5 hard rounds, took it into deep water, and when you look at Conor's skill set in terms of like his ability to strike, boy, I mean, that is a very, very interesting fight.
Well, if you need tickets for UFC 229 on Twitter, it is at DC_MMA. All right, back to the live action now. Yet another huge showcase tonight for the deepest women's division in the UFC as Brazil's Poliana Viana puts her 6-fight winning streak on the line against the oncoming TJ Aldrich. The strawweight division is home to a host of veteran contenders. But as 2018 passes its midway point, the next generation is starting to make its move up the ladder. To that end, we present tonight's face-off between Brazilian finisher Poliana Viana and Colorado combatant TJ Aldrich.
I'm going to come out and I'm going to dominate Poliana everywhere the fight goes.
Eu sou a nova geração do Ultimate, bonita e agressiva. Eu vou mostrar isso essa noite.
TJ Aldrich introduced herself to the MMA world in 2016 when she made it to the quarterfinals of The Ultimate Fighter. But it was in the UFC that she cemented her place as a fighter with championship potential, as she defeated Chanmi John and Danielle Taylor, all serving to set up tonight's meeting with Poliana Viana.
Tonight I'm going for the knockout. I just got to stay strong and be myself.
With finishes in all of her pro wins, Poliana Viana already had a reputation for producing exciting fights. But when this strawweight prospect entered the octagon for the first time and ended Maya Stevenson's night in less than 4 minutes, it was clear the division and its elite had a new fighter to keep an eye on.
Eu acho que a DJ vai tentar levar a luta até o final do terceiro round para tentar ganhar nos pontos, mas eu vou ganhar no primeiro round.
With Pat Barry in her corner, here is TJ Aldrich making the walk for her 4th UFC appearance. And if iron sharpens iron, you can certainly do worse than training alongside the UFC strawweight champion, Thug Rose Namajunas. And how about the fact that on season 23 of The Ultimate Fighter, this woman, TJ Aldrich, was the first pick of Team Joanna Jędrzejczyk. So the potential is there. Tonight, this 25-year-old will look to put it all together.
Yeah, that is a massive advantage to be able to train in the very same stable as the world champ, to be able to train with her on a daily basis and train even possibly more importantly with all the people that got her there.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just a massive thing for TJ Aldrich. And she's got that UFC experience under her belt. She's got 2 wins in a row coming in here, her last victory over Danielle Taylor, who we saw earlier tonight. She's very talented, excellent striker. It should be a lot of fun.
And she did a fantastic job in that fight, of fighting at her range, doing exactly what she wanted to do inside of the octagon. When she was a baby, her and her mom, they were homeless. She said she was too young, obviously, to remember it. But the stories that have been told to her, when they ask her about her childhood, it's the first thing that comes to her mind. Because she says all these things are what makes her who she is today. She does a great job of fighting behind the jab, fighting long, has real good forward pressure, and she's very patient. Very patient. She's going to have to fight within herself tonight to keep her opponent off of her.
A lot of amateur experience in MMA, Taekwondo background, Muay Thai. She won a pro title. Transition to mixed martial arts did TJ Aldrich at 14 years old. And to your point, DC, she hasn't always had the easiest path. She didn't get a contract after The Ultimate Fighter. So TJ Aldrich has worked very hard. And tonight, she will make her pay-per-view debut against Poliana Viana. So here is the 10-1 Brazilian Poliana Viana, 10 pro wins, all of them finishes. Tonight she makes her United States debut with a 6-fight winning streak in tow.
Yeah, she's a fantastic young fighter. Very aggressive. She overwhelmed her last opponent in the UFC's octagon. It was unbelievable. Another fighter with a fantastic story. Once she started doing MMA, she just exploded on the Brazilian scene, but then couldn't find fights. Went back to work at her uncle's gas station, and people had seen her fighting on cable and could not understand why she wasn't fighting. Eventually, she found Alex Davis, who got her back to Rio, said move to Rio. She had to leave her young son back at home with her mom. Moved to Rio, got a couple fights, then got into the UFC, made her debut, had a fantastic submission, first round submission. Now, she says she wants to fight now, fight again by the end of the year, be ranked in the top 15, where she can move her son to be with her and be ranked in the top 15 in the world. And then she can start to really, truly realize her goals, because without her kid, something's missing. This young lady is a phenomenal fighter with a great backstory.
And this is a real grappler versus striker matchup, because this young woman has an incredible pedigree in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 2015 world champion, multiple Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world titles.
All right, the strawweights are just about ready to go. This Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. Poliana Viana is 26, JJ Aldrich 25. Both fighters 5'5" tall. Both fighters made weight. JJ Aldrich with the slight reach advantage. All right, now for the introductions, back inside to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding a professional record, 6 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 116 pounds. Fighting out of Westminster, Colorado, JJ Aldrich. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 10 wins, 1 loss. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds. Fighting out of São Geraldo do Araguaia para Brazil, Poliana Viana. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Main card only for Herb Dean tonight. He's our referee for this one. Vanessa Hansen, thank you very much. Poliana Viana got a nod from Dana White after her UFC debut. That was a rear naked choke win in round 1 against Maya Stevenson, but she said, I know I can be better, had an easier weight cut this time around. Let's see how it plays out. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. JJ Aldrich in the black trunks, Poliana Viana is in white.
Poliana Viana said this time she'd be a lot smaller when she stepped into the octagon. She said last time she weighed 142 and she felt too heavy. She said she'd be 10, 12 pounds over this time when she went to the fight. And noticeably, she's leaner.
Viana training out of Tata Fight Team, unheralded camp in Brazil. Otavio Duarte and Philip Lima, staples in her corner. Nice stick by Viana. Now Aldrich will try to close the distance.
She's got a very unusual stance, so she keeps that left hand low, right hand up high. Very light on her feet. And JJ Aldrich trying to close that distance, trying to get a sense of the timing.
It's just a different look, right? It's a different look and feel. You got to understand that before you can start to fully commit to your attacks. And you see JJ Aldrich doing that.
JJ Aldrich looking for the clinch, which is really not recommended.
Why would you take this fight to the ground, you know? But
yeah, I think, you know, she probably just wanted to figure out how to get out of that position. They got close to each other, but now she finds herself clamped down by an alligator, because Poliana has an extremely strong ground game.
And she landed a beautiful judo throw in the last fight too, against Maya Stevenson, to start the decline of the fight for Maya.
And she's holding tight onto that overhook,
because she'll try to step across to load her onto her hips and throw her to get the fight to the ground.
21 state jiu-jitsu titles in her native Pará for Poliana Viana. Feels like she's 3 or 4 fights away from challenging the elite.
There it is. There it is. She crossed over with the leg, threw the hip into it.
Aldrich first got offered this fight on 2 weeks' notice to fight Viana in Brazil. She didn't feel like she could make weight. Had a full camp underneath her in advance of this one. Said the first 4 to 5 weeks were just running and conditioning to get herself in shape for a training camp.
Interesting that Aldrich is making no effort to disengage, and that she's holding on to this clinch and staying tight to her. She must be very confident in her defense and in her ground game as well. And maybe perhaps she thought she would take Polyana by surprise by doing this. Other than that, I can't see a reason why she would do this.
No, but I think maybe it's just a different type of striking that Polyana is giving her on the outside that is causing her a little bit of concern. Because for Aldrich, she's generally a lot better whenever she's out at range and kind of dictating the pace and the way that the fight is contested. But she wasn't able to do that. Viana's throwing a lot of high kicks, moving around in awkward positions, so she may feel a little bit safer in the clinching.
It's also how they match up as well, orthodox to JJ's southpaw, that it opens her up to that kick. Oh, she tagged her. Aldrich just tagged her with that right hand, right on the jaw.
And Viana landed a right hand of her own. Now a nice kick to the body.
Yeah, there's that kick we were talking about. Because of the fact their stances are reversed, it really opens up that back leg kick.
And that's the lead hand for Aldrich. Aldrich needs to fight behind the left now. She needs to be throwing lead left hands and keeping her right foot on the outside of Polyana Viana so that she can just line her up and then score with the lead left hand over and over again.
Aldrich very technical, but she can be overpowered. She's held up pretty well in the clinch thus far tonight. Under a minute now to go round one. It's amazing to think Viana's fighting on a UFC pay-per-view tonight, given where she was in her career not all that long ago, spending money to train in different cities. She was going to walk away from fighting. We're glad she didn't.
She's trying to jump on a guillotine.
Well, she's starting to adjust her body up. She's got to adjust her body up.
She doesn't have her arms to do it all. But now she's in full guard. And let's see how she attacks off of her back. She's got the overhook. If she's got the overhook on that side, she may try to get that left leg up and over the top. Let's see how she attacks. We got to see what kind of offensive game she has off her back. But JJ's doing a good job of keeping her face, keeping her forehead rather, right in Polyana's face.
And keeping her hips square. She's not allowing Polyana to get no angle with her hips. Every time Polyana starts to try to shrimp and get to the side, JJ just covers her hips and stays in the middle.
She's going for an omoplata. Oh.
JJ has an outstanding jiu-jitsu coach, Tony Basile. I hope I'm getting his name right, but he doesn't get enough credit. Tonight's Corner Cam brought to you by Body Armor. Make the switch to Body Armor, the official sports drink of UFC. Try their new UFC flavor, Octagon Orange, exclusively available at 7-Eleven.
Breathe. Your head position, excellent, all right? You got the feints going, all right? You're feinting, and you're throwing one, all right? When she moves, you know that she's gonna counter the shots. She's looking for the right kick, bite on it, get her to flinch on it, all right? You're throwing one, I need 2 and 3, all right? But after you throw one, just touch, just touch, just touch. Then say boom, boom, boom. Make sure you frame off, change your steps, just put your hands on it. Doing excellent.
Da mão direta, outro afundar o chute na altura do ombro.
Come on, try, kick her a little bit higher.
Isso, acabou. É isso que tem que fazer. Afunda direto, ela vai andar para trás. Aí você vai fintar
hit her hard, she's going to go back. Try to take her down again.
Depois do chute.
Let's go after the kick. She's trying to walk into her straight.
Ariane Celeste getting us started for round 2 here of this strawweight tilt. Polyana Viana, minus 160 betting favorite coming in. JJ Aldrich coming back at plus 130. Aldrich lands a right hand.
Yeah, she's very susceptible to that right jab. I would like to Aldrich to stick that out there more, because Polyana's got her chin straight up in the air.
It's way up there.
Way up there. And she's not holding her right hand up in front of her face. She's keeping it right below her chin, and her left arm is down by her hip.
And she doesn't react when JJ starts to attack. She doesn't do a good job of reacting when Aldrich takes the lead.
It looks like her kicks are good, but it looks like she came from a traditional martial arts background in terms of like the way she throws her strikes. It doesn't look like boxing style striking with her hands.
Aldrich trying to set up that right hand counter.
The openings are there for Aldrich in these exchanges, because Polyana's hand techniques are the most rudimentary aspect of her game. I mean, Just the idea of her keeping her hand down there like that. Like, you're not Tommy Hearns, honey.
You got to try to think, what's the point of it? You know, she's obviously feeling like there's some benefit to her fighting in that way, you know?
Yeah, perhaps. The one good thing about that is you don't see where the jab's coming from.
Yes.
But she's not really throwing it.
No.
And it could also be like Robert Whitaker used that very well to stuff uppercuts early in his career. Fought a lot with his hands lower.
So I thought that maybe we had found a reason why she was fighting like that, but then that theory's been disproven pretty quickly.
Much improved strength from TJ Aldrich here in the clinch.
Well, if I was JJ, this is not where I would want to take this fight, because she did get taken down earlier, and one of the things when they did go to the ground, when Polyana was on her back, she put her in danger before the end of the round.
Yes, she did have her in danger there with that omoplata a little bit, and you could see that JJ just didn't respond as quickly as you would want to.
Right.
Pat Barry was happy, though. He was happy with the head position in the clinch, and he was happy that she was controlling these types of positions, but they're still very dangerous for JJ. Oh, nice right hand by JJ.
Yeah, it seems like Polyana's using her left to just sort of measure the distance. And then the right is what she's trying to land. Oh, but she's game. A good kick to the body there by Polyana.
Aldrich starting to pick up the volume a little bit here. She gets cracked there by the straight right of Viana.
Oh, Aldrich with the left hand.
She got some respect there.
She did. She stunned her with that.
Viana has never been stopped in 11 pro fights coming in.
Viana's landing those body kicks. Her coaches wanted that kick a little bit higher, though. You know, Viana's having a lot of success. She's forcing the type of fight she needs. A technical striking battle benefits JJ Aldrich. Right now, Viana is forcing her into an uglier, dirtier fight where they're just standing there and striking and exchanging. That's the fight JJ wants, where she's out at her range, fighting behind the jab, and just really kind of outpointing.
I think JJ could take away a lot of what Polyana's doing, but with a simple step to the right. Oh. She's stepping into that power kick, and she's stepping into that right hand. But if she stepped to the right, very little is coming off of the left side of Polyana. Oh, there's a nice jab by JJ.
Viana has eaten some pretty significant shots here in this second round. More often than not, though, it's one and done for Aldrich. Not much in terms of combinations.
Aldrich continued to put the pressure on her, though. Good kick to the body.
She's landed a few of these, you know, and we saw it earlier. Maybe it would benefit her if she has that skill. Oh, nice level change.
Beautiful. Oh, now we're going to get to see her game. Now we see what she's capable of.
She's pulling her back into the...
Look at that.
Got the hook in quickly.
JJ's trying to shrimp out, trying to reverse the position, but she's rolling right over with her, staying on top of her. Polyana, you can see immediately when they're going to the ground, like this is where her skill set lies. I mean, this is a tight ground game. You see her pressuring down with that left shin and instep. She's going to slide that right leg out, make full mount, or attack the arm.
Yep.
Or attack the arm, but no. She's safe.
Nice job by JJ. Way to react. Way to
Very
respond.
nicely done by JJ. JJ's got to step over that right knee, get through it, put pressure on that right knee, and continue to pass through with that left leg, and then shift those hips and get that right leg out of there. But she avoided the danger, got out of the bad situation, and she's ending the round on top, which is huge.
So Polyana Viana finally gets her first takedown of the fight on her 4th attempt. JJ Aldrich, no worse for wear.
It actually worked out well for JJ. Yep. I mean, I feel she got the better of that exchange.
Right here you see the left hand of JJ Aldrich followed by the right hand, then another left straight. When they're punching in combination, JJ Aldrich has been the one that has landed the cleaner shots when they come together. Right here, fade back, boom, another left hand lands on Polyana Viana. Now, Polyana Viana, as the round went on, beautiful level change into a double leg, swings her down to the ground, and immediately jumps on the backpack. She's very good on the bottom, and it may benefit her to try to attack this takedown a little bit earlier in round 3.
She's trying to back herself into the cage.
Ready? Let's get it.
Get this round,
5 minutes. 5 minutes.
third and final round. Brittany Palmer in the building here tonight at Staples Center in Los Angeles. JJ Aldrich getting her first pay-per-view showcase. The same can be said for her Brazilian counterpart, Poliana Viana. Just rolls off the tongue, DC. Poliana Viana. Third and final round here. Aldrich in the black trunks and lands one early round 3.
Poliana, as her career moves forward, has got to fix that.
Yes.
Her chin is straight up in the air, right there again.
Every strike she takes clean on. Because even when she's throwing, she sticks her chin up.
Yeah. And just her ability to move with the strikes. She just really doesn't seem to understand what to do when they're coming her way. She doesn't roll with them. She just takes them on the chin, literally.
A little bit of a telegraph on that entry from Viana.
But if
Aldrich
your team
resets, sorry, DC.
I'm sorry, John, but if you're Team Viana, you like that she's trying to chase that takedown a little bit earlier in the round.
That's what I would want from the beginning. I mean, I think that's really where her strength. Oh,
nice.
JJ just stung her.
Hey, it's gonna work again.
Mike Gonzalez and crew enjoyed that in the corner of JJ Aldrich. She continues to advance here and back up Viana.
Poliana freezes up when JJ moves in. Like right there. Just locks up in anticipation.
Yes. I mean,
Poliana looks like, there you go.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's better than what was happening on the feet.
Yes.
Generally, you don't want to see a fighter pull guard, but to get her into your area of fighting, that's better than what was happening on the feet.
Right, and a fighter like her pulling guard, this is probably one of her best opportunities to score here. She's trying to control the posture. She's gonna pull her legs up.
JJ's doing a really good job of keeping her arms tight, managing position, not leaving anything loose for Viana to attack.
Immediately following the main event, don't miss a recap of all of tonight's action on the UFC 227 post-fight show on FS1, streaming live on the Fox Sports app. And if you're watching in Canada, you can see it on TSN.
She keeps pushing on that right arm of JJ, but she's not doing anything about it. She's got to lift her legs up.
Work.
I mean, she's literally just holding on here. She's got her opportunity. She pulled guard, but now she's not doing anything with it.
Herb's going to stand him up.
He may very well, and it might be a good idea. With 2:22 to go, she's got to do something, right? She's got to be trying to force an armbar, trying to force something that leads into something else, some kind of counter. She's just trying to get wrist control.
There's no submission there. JJ Aldrich is doing a phenomenal job of staying real tight, staying real close. No long limbs, nothing long, everything short. She's doing a really good job. These little punches from the bottom aren't going to hurt JJ Aldrich. As long as she doesn't extend anything, she should be fine.
Yeah, well, Herb Dean's well aware of when someone is and isn't in danger, and she's trying to lift her legs up higher, but it doesn't look like she has the dexterity or the ability to do it right now. She keeps trying to clamp down on the right arm, but JJ's not going to have that.
Very smart by Aldrich.
Yeah. And this is a fatigued Poliana that you're dealing with here, too. I just don't think she has the gas tank anymore.
Nice counter left.
I mean, that's the third time that punch has landed, John.
Yeah, Poliana is going to have a headache tomorrow morning.
Very closely matched in terms of the significant strikes landed as we come up on the final minute of this fight. Not a lot of margin for error at 115 pounds. Aldrich resets back to the center. Viana just has been way out of range on a lot of these attempts.
Yeah, it's very, very rudimentary. Like, her striking is not very good.
She seems so green, you know, I mean, and it's still early in her career. She doesn't have a very good gauge of where she is in the octagon. She's just kind of throwing punches without an idea of what she's truly trying to do.
If I was in JJ's corner, I would be asking her to pour it on now. Because Poliana hasn't really shown to be a threat anymore on the ground, particularly when she was in her guard. And JJ's the one who's been scoring with the hand techniques.
Right.
And Polyana also looks like she's fading.
Well, right, the body language, not a great look down the stretch as Aldrich lands again.
She landed a lot of these body kicks, though. Viana's landed a lot of body kicks there. That was probably the best strike that she landed over the course of the fight. That was her money strike.
The betting line on this fight, if you care, moved more than any other fight on this card. Money coming in on JJ Aldrich. It closed a lot shorter than it opened. Let's take a look back at the action.
And here's the kick of Polyana, and then a right hand from Aldrich. And there's a nice right hand from Aldrich, a big jab. And here's a counter left hand that really snapped her head back. Left hand by Aldrich.
JJ Aldrich came in with back-to-back wins over Chan Mi Jung. That was last June. And then in January, she outpointed Danielle Taylor. We'll see if Aldrich did enough to make it 3 consecutive UFC wins, or if Polyana Viana extended her winning streak to 7. In this, her second UFC appearance. A valuable 15-minute learning experience either way for both of these up-and-coming strawweight prospects, 25 and 26 years old, respectively. And if indeed Viana has done enough to win, it will be the first decision victory of her now 12-fight mixed martial arts career. All right, looks like Bruce Buffer's making his way inside the octagon. The official decision is brought to you by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the US. Bruce Buffer now with those scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 29-28, 29-28, and 29-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, JJ Aldrich.
All right, I'm here with the winner, JJ Aldrich. First of all, JJ, congratulations on your victory. You weren't afraid to clinch with her, knowing that she was a jiu-jitsu champion. You fought very well on your feet, but one of the more surprising aspects of the fight was that you initiated a clinch several times.
Yeah, she's an amazing jiu-jitsu person, so I didn't want to get too anxious on the ground to move, slip up. She has like 10 finishes in a row on the ground, so just had to play it smart, beat me. You know, she's a tough girl. She was holding on to me a lot in the clinch, so I couldn't really break and throw as much as I wanted to, but hey, I got the win, and I just fucking won in the Staples Center, you guys.
You did. Congratulations. She had a very awkward style standing up. Did that throw your timing off at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I wish I would have been able to get off, just get started a little bit earlier, but once I found my rhythm, I felt a lot better.
Congratulations, JJ. We look forward to seeing you again. JJ Aldrich, ladies and gentlemen.
Jay Aldrich dropping F-bombs at Staples Center tonight. If only you could have seen Pat Barry's reaction, but that is a big win for Team 303 here tonight. September 8th, Dallas, Texas. UFC flyweight champion Nico Montano puts her belt on the line against the #1 contender, the UFC-tested Valentina Shevchenko. Oh, and by the way, your main event, the UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley taking on the English superstar Darren Till. It all goes down when we return to pay-per-view 5 weeks from tonight.
Let's take a look now at the top welterweights on the planet Earth. And Tyron Woodley, of course, the champion. Colby Covington, the interim champion. And then right behind them, Darren Till, who has really taken the world by storm. And just the last year, people have really got a chance to understand how good Darren Till is with a knockout over Cowboy and then a decision win over Wonderboy Thompson where he knocked him down. Darren Till, the one fear is that he's so big that he can't really make 170. Right. And when you saw the two of them together, the face-off when they're staring at each other, he is an enormous, enormous welterweight, but what an incredibly skilled striker he is against a guy in Tyron Woodley that might be the fastest, most explosive guy in the division with brutal one-punch knockout power. And, you know, I mean, it's tough to root against, I mean, it's tough to bet against Woodley. When Woodley has been able to beat guys like Wonderboy Thompson, knock him down, the way he's been able to knock guys out, like Robbie Lawler with one punch, it's a very, very dangerous fight for both guys and a really exciting fight stylistically.
And Tyron Woodley seems excited about the challenge and the fight, so I think that is a good sign. September 8th, we'll be in Dallas, Texas. There's your main card.
Look at this. Yair Rodriguez versus Beat Magomed Sharapov.
You know, Big D always seems to get these loaded fight cards. UFC 228 will be no different. All right, so we're in LA tonight, of course, for UFC 227. But happy to let you know at this time, the UFC will return to China for what will be our first event in Beijing. It is Saturday, November 24th, UFC Fight Night Beijing, presented by General Tire. It'll go down at the Cadillac Arena in China's capital city of Beijing. Limited early bird tickets are on sale now. You can go to dame.cn and 247tickets.cn. All right, the best three fights are yet to come. Let's get to this next one here in the UFC's featherweight division. And fighting close to his Palm Springs digs for the first time in years, Cub Swanson will have all the support he needs to try to hit new heights against another one of this division's finest, Renato Moicano. When it comes to action that captivates the masses, few men bring the heat in the featherweight division more than Cub Swanson and Renato Moicano. And with the division seemingly more wide open than it's been in some time, tonight's winner will have positioned himself nicely amongst the contenders.
I'm younger, I'm hungry, I want this title, so I have to beat the best guys on the division, so Cub is my next step.
This is going to be a chess match. Renato likes to stick a move and use his feet a little bit, and I'm going to have to set some traps and get him to strike with me in the middle.
Winner of 4 of his 5 UFC bouts, Renato Moicano has emerged as one of the top talents in the weight class. Hard-fought wins over Jeremy Stevens and Calvin Kattar highlighted his move into the top 10. And it's a move that will get accelerated with a win tonight over Cub Swanson.
Tonight, I will looking for finish Cub Swanson, and in the end of the day, my hand will be raising.
When the top featherweights of this era are discussed, Cub Swanson's name will be mentioned, and with good reason. Killer Cub has fought many of the best in the UFC and WEC for nearly a decade. But tonight, the mission for the Palm Springs native to prove just how much fight is left in the dog.
Tonight I'm coming in, I'm going to be guns blazing, doing whatever it takes to get the win.
So here is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, the number 10 ranked UFC featherweight contender, Renato Moicano. 6th UFC appearance tonight. The only man to solve his puzzle, Brian T-City Ortega. And DC, when you watch this guy on film, there's a technical acumen there that I really think jumps off the video.
Yeah, he can do everything, and he's very confident. A young guy who has fought some of the best in the division very, very early and done very well. He could very well be sitting in the same position right now as Brian Ortega had the fight going his other way. That's the type of momentum that Renato Moicano has built for himself. People are so high on this young man that going into a fight with Cub Swanson, a longtime veteran, he is the favorite to win this fight. Very confident, very sure of himself, from a great team, and ready to earn that title fight, that has eluded him to this point.
Well, anybody that can win a decision over Jeremy Stephens, you gotta take a very close look at him, especially when he's an unheralded guy relatively.
Right.
Not a lot of people are talking about Renato Moicano in his talent-stacked 145-pound division, but I was most impressed by his last fight over Calvin Kattar, because Calvin is a beast.
Yep.
He's a very talented guy, and a guy that you don't hear a lot about, but what Renato did in that fight was make an excellent judgment and recognize that Calvin was not checking those leg kicks, and he beat those legs down because of that. I was really impressed with that.
And prior to that Kattar fight, you could argue he got more done against T-City than anyone has to this point in time. All right, so here's the bonus machine, Killer Cub Swanson's 16th UFC appearance, and you can hear the California faithful get behind Killer Cub.
I'm telling you, man, yesterday at the weigh-ins, they went bananas for him. He might have got the biggest ovation at the weigh-ins yesterday. He's a fun guy to watch, man. He's a wild man, extremely unorthodox, wild techniques that come out of nowhere. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, he's got a fantastic camp behind him. I mean, it's tough to not love Cub Swanson.
And he's been in these situations before with the guys that are trying to take his spot in the top 10. And he's turned some back, and some of them he haven't returned back. But the one that popped up to me is the fight against Doo Ho Choi.
Oh, my God.
Everybody was so high on Doo Ho Choi, right? It was time for the Killer Cub to take a back seat. Cub Swanson said, oh, no, not yet, and took Doo Ho Choi out.
This fighter description brought to you by Mile 22, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lauren Cohan, and Ronda Rousey, in theaters August 17th. Much has been made of this new gym, too. The training lab with TJ Dillashaw, Juan Archuleta, one Aaron Pico. These guys compete at everything they do and really seem to have a good thing going there in SoCal.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal opportunity for Cub to be able to train with TJ, but also to be able to train with Bang Ludwig. To be able to do that all in California, get that training in. And I've seen some of the clips of his training footage, and he looks absolutely fantastic and very, very motivated.
And Cub Swanson's crazy, and I love him for it. He said, man, we compete against in everything we do. It's nuts.
All right, Swanson and Moicano just about ready to go. This Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Swanson 34, Moicano 29. Moicano got a nice frame for this featherweight division. He is the taller man by 3 inches. Moicano will have a 2-inch reach advantage. All right, now for the particulars, we go back inside to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 146 pounds. Fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, presenting the number 10 ranked featherweight contender in the world, Renato Moicano. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding professional record, 25 wins, 9 losses. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Palm Springs, California, presenting the number 5 ranked featherweight contender in the world, Cub Swanson. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Blake Rice.
Blake Rice, our referee. That SoCal tattoo useful tonight. Cub Swanson hearing it from the crowd here at Staples Center in LA. Chrissy Blair, thank you very much. Killer Cub Swanson in search of an 11th UFC win tonight against the prohibitive favorite, Renato Moicano. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Moicano in yellow. Cub Swanson is in the royal blue.
Moicano is a very, very complete fighter. I mean, he really does everything extremely well. And he's very technical on his feet, very technical on the ground. And as you said, he's the guy that provided, to date, the toughest test for Brian T-City. And Ortega, you know, Ortega caught him with that guillotine. He catches anybody with that thing, including Cub Swanson. It's over.
Right.
I mean, he finished both of these guys.
Swanson had certainly done his homework on Moicano. He said he's pretty basic on the feet. He backpedals well, covers a lot of ground when he exits. Moicano not backing up here early, though.
Yeah, he stung him with that jab. Moicano has excellent hand techniques. Went high with that left kick.
Oh, nice left hook by Moicano.
Swanson returning for the first time since the Frankie Edgar fight back in April. Said we were both kind of waiting for the other fighter to make his mistake. He was happy with his takedown defense, but just not aggressive enough to his liking.
That was a snappy jab there by Moicano.
Cubs landed quite a few of those low leg kicks.
Moicano just landed a hard one himself.
Oh, nice right hand.
Swanson loading up on the power shots 2 minutes in.
He's swinging hard for that chin.
But look at the patience of Moicano. Just eyes on everything, always looking at Cub. Very aware of everything Cub's trying to do.
Swanson feints.
Oh, nice right hand again by Cub. Yep.
Right hand.
Swanson goes low. He's a plus 250 underdog tonight to the surprise of some.
I believe, John, that's more credit to what Moicano is today, you know, and how well he's represented.
Oh!
Jab!
Stung him.
That was a jab!
Swanson trying to recover here. Moicano sets in the finish. Swanson back to his feet, but for how long? Oh, knee to the body.
That's a big knee.
And Swanson gets dragged right back down by Renato Moicano.
He's going to be mounted, too.
He's got to be careful not to get anything caught underneath. If you're Cub Swanson, you got to make sure nothing gets caught underneath. Start pushing at the hips. Start pushing at the hip, try to recover half guard.
He's scooting under. Oh, wow, Moicano did a phenomenal job of recovering there. Right back to guard, right back to full mount.
Swanson needs to get his hands down, start pushing at the hips, trying to slide his hips out from under him. Try to get his hips back under him. There you go, push, shrimp side to side.
He's doing a good job of staying in motion. He got half guard now.
If you're Moicano, you step over the 3/4 mount.
Swanson's got a lot of grappling tournament experience in his own right, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Cub should probably try to underhook with the right arm. He was underhooking with the left arm. He should try to underhook with his right arm.
He's going to get back up to his feet. Look out, he's giving up his back. He's got the neck.
That's in, that's in.
It's in.
Nope, he's got his chin down. It's going to be tough, though. Cub's tagging top hand. He's got a top attack.
There's the tap. Renato Moicano with a massive win by submission tonight.
He cut right through him, man. Renato Moicano is the real deal.
He really is.
He is the real deal.
If you don't know, now you know. Renato Moicano, 5-1 in the UFC. And he makes quick work of Killer Cub Swanson on the road here tonight.
Man, look at this. Renato Moicano paying ultimate respect here to Cub Swanson. You're a big fan of him. But what a big win for Renato Moicano. And hurt him with that left hand, got him to the ground, took his back, and finished him. And check out this jab here. Bang! I mean, what a jab.
A jab.
Take a look at it again. I mean, that is a thunderous jab. Dropped him, teed off on him with some heavy shots on the ground. And in the scramble, Cub was trying to get back up to his feet, but was a little bit careless, gave up the back, and boy, did Moicano close that up nice.
Moicano has never had a knockout, DC, as a pro, but it doesn't matter, right? He's got 6 rear naked chokes now, and he does hurt you on the feet, right? And then he goes to his bread and butter.
Well, that's no rangefinder jab, right? That's no rangefinder. He stepped into that jab through all of his power, knocked him down, and went and got the finish. It was unbelievable performance by Renato Moicano. Great job.
Formerly with Constrictor team in Brazil, has a new gym, First Fight Center in his native Brasilia, but training out of American Top Team in Coconut Creek, Florida, and a massive result for Renato Moicano tonight. The official decision brought to you by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Blake Rice has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 15 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by submission due to a rear naked choke, Renato Moicano!
My pleasure, brother. My pleasure. I'm here with Renato Moicano. First of all, congratulations on perhaps the most impressive victory of your career so far. Cub Swanson is a real veteran, and for you to beat him and to beat him that way has to be very satisfying.
After I talk this, I want to say to my wife, I want a vacation with her. Please, I trained so hard this year, and she means a lot for me. She always takes care for me. And God bless America. It's a country who received me, and I try to do my best. And in the future, I will be champion. I want the interim belt now. I want to fight with Ortega. Here in LA, he caught me with a guillotine in the third round, but I'm doing great with him. So, give me the belt, please.
Listen, I hope you do get that vacation with your wife, and God bless America for sure. What you did in this fight, though, I want to take a look at some of the action here. You dropped him with a jab. I mean, what a perfectly timed jab that was. I mean, you really snapped that in there, almost like a right hand. Then once you got him to the ground, you were able to finish him in the scramble.
You see this guy? The father of this guy is an Olympic medalist in boxing. And the people forget about this. Now he is my coach, and I do boxing and MMA. Thank you, Gabriel, for all the support. Thank you, Master Conor, Master Anderson, sorry. It's a great guy. He's coach for Edson Barboza, and I learned so much in the best team of the world, the American Top Team.
Well, Renato, you are one of the most promising prospects in this division. It was an honor to call your fight. Thank you very much. Renato Moicano, ladies and gentlemen.
Renato Moicano came in number 10 in the world. Not sure Sean Shelby's getting a whole lot of phone calls of people looking to fight Renato Moicano.
No, nobody wants to fight Renato Moicano, but they're going to have to because he's young, he's hungry, he's powerful, and he's going to be around for a long time.
Well, the stars are out in LA tonight. The Oscar-nominated Mickey Rourke, an early arrival tonight for UFC 227. Also in the building, the great Matt Damon, letting everybody know the Red Sox made it 3 in a row over the New York Yankees today. Damon in the building for UFC 227 tonight. All right, coming up next, can't believe we're here already. We will get to the co-headliner for the UFC Flyweight Championship. This division has had only one king. His name is Demetrius Johnson. 11 times he has defended the belt with 7 finishes. On the other hand, he's never been finished. Tonight, Henry Cejudo will provide the challenge, and he says he's looking to change the course of sports history and show the world that this all-time great is not unbeatable. And then there'll be a quick pivot for us to Tuesday for the Season 2 finale of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, in which the heavyweights are set to be showcased.
My name is Tabaris Boom Gordon. I fight out of GMO in Gastonia, North Carolina. My goal is to be a UFC fighter and eventually fight for the championship. When I grew up playing football, I played high school football and was really good. And I was on my way to college at Grossmont College. Then my mom passed away. My mindset was I hate everything. I hate everybody. I stayed in, didn't really hang out with my friends much. And like I said, I was just in a very dark place. And my buddy, he called me up and said, come and train with me. You need to be doing something. And I told him I don't know anything about MMA. I didn't know anything about boxing, jiu-jitsu, none of that. And he got me in there, and I helped him train for his fight, and I fell in love with it. And I had my first amateur fight was 4 months after that. This is a big opportunity for me. I've been working hard at this since I started. I'm gonna do everything in my power to show that I'm supposed to be here. The Boom is here, and I'm here to stay.
And here is Greg Hardy, the much-talked-about former Carolina Panther, former Dallas Cowboy, says he wants to get his name, his reputation back, and find a second chance.
Hardy is swinging hard, part of the punt.
Whoa! Hardy, that is it! Wow! Greg Hardy lives up to the hype.
You know, this guy needs to get some more experience. Tonight was his first professional fight, and we'll figure out how to do that. And that's it. We'll take Minifield and Hardy.
My developmental contract was a show of faith for me. Personally, I don't think people see it as anything much but a fluke, and for myself, I don't think that it was anything but the first step. So, you know, we have more to go. Honestly, you know, we're going back to live in the gym. It's got to be the ground game. It's got to be the stand-up game. It's got to be the middle game. Full, complete fighter. I would say to those that think it was a fluke, keep watching. I'm going to show the world in this fight that this is what I do. This is not a fluke, and I'm here to play.
Obviously, he's powerful, but that's really it. I think I'm better than Greg Hardy everywhere. He doesn't do anything that shocks me. He doesn't do anything that I hadn't seen before. I am faster than Greg Hardy. I have more power than Greg Hardy. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to finish him.
I see this fight playing out in my head. Fast, maybe a right hand.
And already, Hardy sticks Chester, and that is all!
I think it's going to end fast. I think it's going to end dramatically. But I think it's going to be a great fight.
I know what I'm doing Tuesday night. Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, Season 2 wraps. J.R. Cochran, Alex Gilpin to open the card. Good one at light heavyweight. Kennedy and Zechiku taking on Dennis Bryant. And, of course, in the headliner, Greg Hardy versus Tavares Gordon. You can see it all this Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on UFC Fight Pass. All right, just about ready for the first of 2 championship fights tonight. To that end, we pull up the UFC flyweight rankings. So Henry Cejudo's first title fight against DJ came April of 2016. Back-to-back wins, though, to close out last year. Put him in this prime position, regain the spot as #1 contender. Gets his second crack at DJ tonight.
And as DC said earlier, if this was anybody else, you wouldn't have the kind of high hopes that you have. But Henry Cejudo is so focused and driven, and he has such a powerful mindset and an understanding of how to improve that I am incredibly intrigued as to how he plans on winning tonight and what strategy he employs against the best fighter on the planet Earth.
Certainly appears to have that mental game down. So more than 2 years after their first meeting, Henry Cejudo feels he has closed the gap on the longtime flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson tonight. He gets his chance to prove it to the world.
Henry Cejudo is the real deal. He is an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, and he is a proven winner.
The first time me and Demetrius fought, my mindset, I was like, man, not only am I going to beat this guy, but I'm just going to drag him through the mud.
Look at that, kicked him off.
I got a rude awakening.
Oh, beautiful elbow. Those knees are coming out of nowhere. He stunned him.
I didn't think Demetrius Johnson could do that to me.
That's it. That's it. That's the best pound-for-pound fighter ever.
Even after Demetrius Johnson had defeated me, I still believe I could beat him. It's going to be different because of time. It's going to be different because of my preparation. It's going to be different because I know what to expect. I understand Demetrius Johnson more. I was only fighting in the UFC for, I think, less than a year when I was offered that fight.
Yes. Oh, nice.
But I want to see how good you really are when you give Henry Cejudo an extra 2 years of mixed martial arts.
He only saw 2 minutes and 36 seconds of my skill set. He didn't even get a chance to actually feel my pressure, feel my cardio, feel my speed. Obviously, he didn't get a chance to display anything he wanted to because I shut the down. And I always tend to do better in my rematches because I've already felt what the opponent can bring, and I know I can hurt him. I've hurt him before.
Who's better? Nobody.
At the end of the day, Demetrius Johnson bleeds. He bleeds just like me. He's human. And I have the strength, I have the wrestling to neutralize whatever he's doing. I have the power to knock him out.
Henry Cejudo!
I want a fantastic performance. I got more things that people in the world have never seen that I can show.
Oh, he threw him right into an armbar. Phenomenal.
It's redemption, man. I'm getting a second shot at UFC gold, man. That's do or die.
Please bring every single thing you can. I know I can hurt you again.
I want to take him out, but I still know that I could dethrone him.
Henry Cejudo, Demetrius Johnson about to get it in again.
The 2008 Olympic gold medalist in freestyle wrestling, a 2018 inductee into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Here is the #1 ranked flyweight contender, Henry Cejudo. His authentic legacy jersey, co-designed by Henry, available online now at the UFC store in limited quantities. And DC, you may have seen there, per Henry's request, Reebok added 11 doves to the shirt in a subliminal way to signify DJ's 11 title defenses. Cejudo tonight challenging to not be the 12th victim.
Henry Cejudo, man, is a kid that came to the Olympic Training Center as a 17-year-old. He would train with us and then go wrestle for his high school. He made the adjustments to become an Olympic champion. In this moment, this fight has taken on more than just a belt for Henry against DJ. He said all the legacy that DJ has accrued, everything he has become to MMA, beating him means more than even winning the title. He wants to stop this defense streak more than becoming the UFC champion because he knows what it means in history. He said he wants to be known as the greatest combat athlete of all time, UFC champion and Olympic gold medalist, something no one has ever done. No disrespect to me, no disrespect to Yoel Romero. Nobody's ever done this. This would make him stand atop the greats as an Olympic gold medalist and UFC champion.
I think the question that we have to ask is how much can a man improve in 2 years? A little, you know, we're talking about April of 2016, he gets destroyed. And now here we are in August of 2018, and he's challenging for the title again.
But this guy can make the adjustment, right? From being last at the Worlds in 07 to the Olympic champion 11 months later. I understand it's a singular skill, but it is the oldest sport in the world, and he made those improvements in 11 months. He's had more than 2 years now. I understand he's fighting the greatest of all time, but if anybody can do it, it's this guy.
It is why this fight's intriguing, because of his unique mindset and his unique ability to improve. However...
oh, man. I kind of get starstruck by DJ.
I do. This is, I mean, in my opinion, this man stepping to the octagon right now represents the greatest expression of mixed martial arts abilities I've ever seen. I've seen everybody fight. I've seen most of the greats fight live. This guy continues to impress me, and I think continues to get better. One of the things about him not getting the credit that he deserves is that he's not like this rich guy, insulated at the top of the heap, been winning for so long that he's gotten soft. He's a guy with a chip on his shoulder. He's a 31-year-old man in the prime of his athletic career who is absolutely at the top of the heap, but still is not getting the love that he feels he deserves, that I feel he deserves there's the great majority of people out there have no idea who this man is. And what he can do inside that octagon is truly spectacular.
Motivation is not an issue for the as-yet only flyweight champion in UFC history. 11 defenses, trying to make it 12 here tonight. 7 finishes along the way for the flyweight king. Tonight's Prep Point is brought to you by the Flex Collection by Van Heusen, available at Kohl's. You're welcome. DC, Demetrius Johnson, the consensus greatest pound-for-pound fighter of all time, according to a lot of people. Hard to argue with 11 defenses, but I think for DJ, it's the way he's done it that has been so impressive.
Well, he's gotten better. I mean, early in his reign, it was, well, it's going to go decision. Light guys don't finish fights. Well, DJ finished 7 of those 11 defenses, and the finishes are getting better and better. The last one was the most impressive of all. Not only did he dominate Ray Borg from first bell to last bell, he finished him with an armbar that was straight out of the video game. He walked out to the guillotine from Street Fighter. This is a gamer, and he is taking these gaming techniques into the UFC's octagon.
And the first thing DJ said to us on Thursday was, you get better when you're not fighting, and he hasn't fought since last October. I would think that would be a difficult proposition for Henry Cejudo and the rest of this flyweight division. But the rematch is upon us. This Tale of the Tape is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Demetrius Johnson will be 32 in 9 days. Henry Cejudo is also 31 years old. Cejudo the taller man by 1 inch, but Demetrius Johnson will have the 2-inch reach advantage. And now to get us started for this UFC Flyweight Championship fight, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Flyweight Championship of the world. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Ron McCarthy, Marcos Rosales, and Sal Diamato. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Michael Beltran. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a wrestler holding a professional record, 12 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 124 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona, presenting the 2008 Olympic gold medalist in freestyle wrestling and the #1 ranked flyweight contender in the world, the challenger, Henry the Messenger Cejudo. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a pancration fighter, holding a professional record, 27 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. He stands 5 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Fighting out of Parkland, Washington, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Guys. All right, gentlemen, been over the rules already. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch goes now if you want. Come on out.
Yeah. Demetrius Johnson. We are all witness to his greatness. Will it continue tonight against the Olympic gold medalist Henry Cejudo?
All right, gentlemen, first round. You ready to fight? You ready to fight? Hey, let's go.
And with that, the UFC Flyweight Championship is underway. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Cejudo is in blue, Johnson is in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
And Cejudo immediately takes that karate stance that he used against Wilson Hayes. A very unique stance for him. I mean, looked more like Lyoto Machida or, you know, a Shotokan stylist than it would a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. But he used it very effectively against Wilson Hayes. And almost totally, his ankle just rolled. What happened there? Oh, he's got a problem.
Cejudo switching up the footwork.
He's got a problem with his left foot. That That is crazy.
So that left foot, Cejudo having a hard time putting any pressure on it, now going southpaw.
He's got to. The left foot, he can't put any pressure on it. It's rolling every time he tries to step that way. Every time he tries to step, he rolls on it.
That is crazy. I mean, that happened just from a weird movement.
Seems to be moving a little bit better on that foot now.
I don't know, it's shaking. When you look at him putting pressure on it, it's shaking. Also, the back of his left knee is very red. Now, I don't know if those two are related. I don't know if this is a previous injury.
Well, Cejudo said composure was the key tonight. Some early adversity for the challenger.
I mean, it is amazing that that happened so quickly.
Well, it looks better now.
But even the back of the right leg, look, every time DJ kicks him, it's like bruising up really bad.
One other thing to take into consideration is Henry Cejudo cuts a lot of weight.
Yes.
And he had a real problem making 125 earlier in his career, to the point where the UFC forced him to fight at 135 and then come down.
He leaned on the UFC Performance Institute extensively during this training camp. 2 separate one-week visits, remote consultations when he wasn't in Vegas.
He seems to be okay now. Seems to be moving okay.
That was insane.
Head kick for DJ. Cejudo seemed to eat it without much issue. Cejudo coming in a little bit heavier than he did, too. Not in terms of the on-scale weight, but felt like he was too light in the midsection going into that first meeting.
And that's why I thought those knees hurt him so badly early in the first fight. He said the one thing that surprised him about DJ was he's small. So he said when he was looking across at him, it was insane how fast DJ was moving because he seemed tiny and quick.
DJ is taking some chances. I mean, he's closing the distance and swinging.
Johnson has never been finished in 30 pro fights coming in.
Everything's so fluid with Demetrius Johnson. The stance switches from the technique from the left side, technique from the right side. There's no wasted action. Everything's so tight. He seems so fresh. For a guy that defended the title 11 times, he doesn't seem as if he's ever been in a war or ever truly challenged and made to do things that he doesn't want to do in the octagon.
And as we said as he was walking in, he's 31 years old. He's still in his prime.
Right. Master at managing distance. No tell on most of his offensive advances.
Good kick to the body there by the champ.
He did a lot of damage to Cejudo's body in the first fight. So it'd be smart. I mean, and you know that's Demetrius and Coach Hume are smart guys. They will attack the body of Cejudo knowing that they can hurt him.
This fight has already lasted longer than that first meeting back in April of 2016.
His ability to change distances is so interesting because he does it more fluidly than I think anybody else I've ever seen fight.
If Cejudo tries to go back to fighting from a conventional position, DJ attacks his ankle, so he's almost forced to fight southpaw.
This may very well be a survival round for Henry, so he can go back and assess and talk to his corner and figure out what happened with his ankle. But he's not really pushing too hard. Oh, we got head kicked again. Oh, takedown. Oh, Henry Cejudo landed a good left hand there. A very good left hand.
But if you're Demetrius Johnson, you're confident, okay, I felt a good shot from him. A bigger guy, you know DJ can take it. But good action by Henry Cejudo. Forcing the wrestling action, and out of that wrestling action, landing some big strikes.
We did see a similar injury. I hate to go too far with it as Johnson lands in a different promotion and the nerves are compromised in the foot, and you can get that feeling back. So
yes, that was Michael Chandler, and Michael, unfortunately, they stopped that fight. He wasn't able to continue. But it seemed different in that fight, and he seems fine now. This is weird.
Tonight's Corner Cam is brought to you by Body Armor. Make the switch to Body Armor, the official sports drink of UFC. Try their new UFC flavor Octagon Orange, exclusively available at 7-Eleven.
Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath. Okay, I'm going to hand this to you so I can take your mouthpiece out.
They're putting the ice on the back of his leg, which leads me to believe that this is a pre-existing injury. He's moving his ankle around.
Okay, hey, so we got to start checking those. But hey, so we got to check those, okay? You're giving him too much space. When he's coming in, you're going away. Remember, meet him in the middle, okay? because when we give him space, that's when he can kick us right there, okay? So let's box him, and let's put him on the ground a couple of times this round, okay? I want him down 2 times this round. Hey, nice deep breath. Hey, you good?
Hey, let's go, mouthpiece.
Let's start back.
Let's go, let's go.
Well, let's take another look at that injury, or whatever it was. Now watch his left foot. He's moving around. Look at that. It's almost like it just gave out on him and stopped working right. It's so strange.
All right, gentlemen.
Like literally his leg gave out on him.
Right.
Let's go.
Well, there is some give to the octagon, right? There is a little bit of give to the floor in the octagon. Maybe the toe went into the mat, and that's why it turned. But yeah, there is a little give there in the octagon, so maybe that's what it was.
What was curious, though, is how they immediately put ice on his left knee, which makes me think we're dealing with something that was pre-existing. And that maybe the twisting of the ankle was just because the knee was giving it. Who knows until we ask.
Nice single leg attack there by DJ. Great takedown defense by Henry. Henry's coach said they want him down twice this round. Don't give him so much space.
Well, Henry's now back to orthodox stance. And he ate a leg kick there.
Cejudo has shot just once. We'll see how soon in this round he chooses to try to level change and get DJ down.
Henry landed a punch in that exchange. He looks quite a bit bigger.
Yes, he does look a lot bigger in the back, right? You can see in the back how much bigger he is than Dimitri.
Wow, seemed to be in position. DJ not having it.
Yeah, he did a great job of reacting.
Henry with a big punch over the top. These are heavy shots by Cejudo, and they're coming in fast.
This Johnson title reign over 2,000 days dates to September of 2012.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
That's absolutely insane, man. 5, 6 years of champ.
It's about the only record he doesn't have. Days as champion. Anderson Silva about 300 days ahead. Leg kicks on point for DJ.
You watch DJ fainting and getting reactions out of Henry Cejudo. He's got to be very careful with Team Cejudo not to overreact, because DJ's going to make the read and land the strike because of that reaction.
Interesting that Mike Beltran is not warning Henry to pull his hands back. He's got his fingers extended right in front of him. He definitely has the hands, the fingers up high, not facing towards him.
Nice body kick from Johnson.
Just so many different techniques coming at you when you fight Demetrius Johnson. And Cejudo's really doing a good job of countering and reacting and doing a lot of different techniques himself. But with DJ, is constant on his feet. Oh, nice. Right hand by Henry.
Johnson too slick to be taken down thus far. Cejudo also said this week, you know, when I made my pro debut, this guy was already the reigning undisputed champion. So he's tried to close the gap. And we are late in round 2. Pretty good sign for the challenger.
He certainly looks way better in this fight than he did in the first fight, alluding to what you were saying earlier about his ability to improve.
He didn't really even get in a striking stance back then. He credits Alan Byers for helping him make that change and just the overall composition of him as a mixed martial arts striker.
Beautiful trip. Inside off trip, that was nice. Now see if he can secure it. Yep, and he's got him secured in the half guard now. Now he can try to wear on DJ a little bit.
And the problems that DJ's had on the ground in the past, the Ian McCall fight, the Tim Elliott fight, those are the moments that he's had trouble, were the moments where people got him down when he was on the bottom.
And he hasn't been able to just explode up right away. It's when you can take him down and secure him a little bit and weigh on him. Cejudo's trying to weigh on him with his size a little bit right now. And even if it doesn't look like he's getting much damage off on DJ, this is a win for Team Cejudo because they've got him down, and they've gotten some top position.
Looks like this California crowd starting to get behind Henry Cejudo now under 30 seconds, round 2.
Good control by Cejudo.
You got DJ on a single leg now. This is okay for Henry Cejudo, though. This is just wrestling. This isn't grappling. At this point, it's just wrestling. DJ on a single. Henry's more than willing to just sit here with his hips down low in his fall position.
And look at this. He's attacking the shoulders, which is legal with his knees.
We got to fight.
Yeah, we got to fight.
Relax and breathe. Okay. He's trying to counter your kick and throw right off of that. Okay. When you lower your elevation and go to throw, he ducks down every time. Okay. So when you fake it, if you step and come up with the knee, boom, right up the middle, it's going to be there. He's going to duck into it. He's doing it all the time. Okay. So also when you go, if you slip out an uppercut, it'll be there. But the knee's going to cover more distance because he's backing up when he's ducking. Okay. On the ground, you got to just move right away. You can't stay in the clinch.
And here we see DJ lands that right leg kick, and there's another leg kick. And here's a Cejudo takedown.
Shot a double leg, came up to a 50-50 inside-out trip, head to the right side, and right there, right away, pinch him down, secure DJ before DJ can create an action to get back to his feet.
And that's exactly how he took him down in the first fight.
Yes. Let's see if DJ makes the adjustment. After he did that the first time, DJ started kneeing him in the first fight. Let's see if he makes that adjustment again.
Round 3, Cejudo came out southpaw. Now back to the orthodox stance, landed a sharp right to the body.
And that's because DJ's fighting with a little more pressure now. He's going a lot more forward into Cejudo.
Cejudo forced to retreat.
DJ switches stances so fluidly, too. I mean, you can't tell what the best stance is. He fights just as good southpaw as he does orthodox. And who can you say that about?
Most guys have a singular stance that they're more comfortable in. This guy doesn't. He can fight equally as impressive both sides. Again, nice inside-out trip to the front head pinch. Cejudo's now going to try to bring him forward to his hands. DJ's doing a good job of just attacking one hand.
A nice knee on the break by Cejudo.
He's doing a nice job staying relaxed. That was his foremost priority coming in, getting his breaths when he can in clinch situations.
I think it's very smart by Demetrius Johnson to really set the pace a little bit higher, because for the 11 title defenses that he has, Henry Cejudo's only been scheduled for one 5-round fight. So you set that pace as high as you can and see if Henry can match the cardio of Demetrius Johnson. We've obviously never seen anyone do it to this point.
Especially when you consider that Henry most likely cut more weight than Demetrius.
Right. Last man to take a round from Demetrius Johnson, Tim Elliott, December of 2016. Perhaps Henry Cejudo did enough to get that second round from the judges tonight.
He's got to check those kicks. If you're Team Cejudo, you have to check kicks or DJ will continue to go there.
Oh, nice crack with the left hand for Johnson, who had his second shoulder surgery of his career earlier this year.
To your point earlier, Joe, you said Demetrius just switched his stance. He landed that beautiful outside leg kick on Cejudo, spun him, and switched stances and is right in front of him. He didn't even go back to him. Used it to change position, and then just switch stances.
Yeah, he really doesn't rely on one single side, and that's pretty incredible and very rare.
2.5 minutes to go in round 3 of a possible 5. Dillashaw and Garbrandt to follow.
You hear Henry's coaches tell him, we need this round. We need round number 3.
Well, they got to think he probably won round 2. Or at least, I think he won it. I mean, it seemed like it. So we could very well be looking at 1-1 here.
Which is not normal when you're calling Demetrius Johnson fight.
But you know DJ usually gets stronger as the fight goes on. He had enough energy in the Ray Borg fight, he told us, to do that suplex into the arm lock in that 5th and final round. So, nice counterattack from Cejudo.
But you watch DJ and he's not even breathing heavy at all yet.
Ooh.
And he's taking more chances than he normally does. He's entering range, he's throwing combinations. He's giving them just as much as he's taking.
130, Henry.
Oh, the leg's giving out a little bit. He's reaching for it.
Certainly a productive round for the champion, but Cejudo did crack him.
Oh, look at this. Gets the clinch.
Oh, nice throw by.
Beautiful.
Nice throw by Cejudo. Oh,
look
good
at
job by
this.
DJ.
Look at that. Oh, my God.
Nice roll by DJ. Nice Granby.
What do you do with that if you're Henry Cejudo? Under a minute to go round.
You keep going.
You keep going, but that's the difference, right? That's the difference. DJ didn't allow him to secure in that time. Before he could secure position, DJ was already moving to the next position.
See a cut to the right of the right eye now for Henry Cejudo. Seems to be bleeding pretty good.
Good kick to the body by Mighty Mouse and gets out of range.
Yep.
He's landed quite a few of those big left body kicks.
He's landed 40 times to the legs, has worked the body well.
Hard knee to the body. And look at this.
And he's going right to that Granby. He's going right to that Granby the moment Cejudo takes him back.
So can Cejudo get wise to that, DC, and make the adjustment? What do you do?
It's very difficult because they have no shirt on. In wrestling, when a guy Granby's, you just kind of follow him through. It's hard to follow a guy like DJ through when you're not wearing a shirt.
Nice deep breath. I'm gonna put this over you. Hey, so listen to me while we're going. Hey, do we want to win this or not? Then we gotta pressure him with our hands. You gotta box him, okay? Every time you throw hands, he's going away. You need him to go to the cage. Box him, 3-4 punches. Throw an uppercut in there. The uppercuts are there. Let's start faking the shots, come up hands.
Let's mix it up. Michael Jackson's there, yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're doing fine.
Yeah.
If you want to try to take him down, you can. And whenever there's a scramble, you got to strike off the scramble, okay? Your counters, his takedown good, but follow up. When he comes up, follow up right away.
The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal and punishable under law. UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2. This is the flyweight championship. Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo, who has now arrived at a 4th round for the first time in his 15-fight mixed martial arts career.
His coaches are telling him that he needs to pressure him with the boxing. He said you have got to get Demetrius against the side of the octagon. When you punch, he backs up. You have to forward pressure with punches.
That left leg of Henry's is getting tender. You're seeing him react more and more to the leg kicks of Mighty Mouse. That one kind of slapped.
But I mean, this is a testament to DJ and the adjustments he can make on the fly, right? He's been in there with Henry Cejudo and making adjustments.
Big counter right from DJ. Clips Cejudo right under the chin and looked to cause a cut under the chin. DJ starting to flow now, early round 4.
DC, if you were in Cejudo's corner, what kind of advice would you be giving him?
Get to the clinch, try to wrestle. Just try to wrestle more. You've shown an ability to get takedowns. You just haven't been able to hold it.
Oh, right, nice right hand there.
Oh, good knee.
A nice knee to the body.
Oh, nice right hand by DJ. Woo. These boys are getting after it. These boys are getting after it.
That exchange provided some of the more significant strikes landed on either side. Cejudo unofficially 2 for 9 on his takedown attempts. I'd probably give him 3.
That's wrong. Yeah. He's secured more takedowns than that. I'm a wrestling coach. I know what a takedown is. He's gotten about 4 of them. Even on those rolls, those are takedowns, just not securing the position, but those are wrestling takedowns, yes. So wrong.
Shout out to Gilroy High School. Just over 3 minutes now in this first of potentially 2 championship rounds.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice
lead left, yes.
And then immediately go southpaw.
I mean, Demetrius is just changing up, mixing it up, mixing the target, mixing the attacks. He's doing everything different now because Henry was starting to gain a beat on him a little bit.
That lead leg of Cejudo is beat up every which way. TJ with barely a scratch on him here midway through round 4.
Henry Cejudo has gotten a ton better. Oh, big body kick. Oh, he called him on the fight. Most times when a guy says, let's go, something really did take an effect on him.
Cejudo has held up to the body work of Johnson a lot better this time around. I guess that goes without saying, but has added muscle.
I mean, did you see that? Did you see that?
Beautiful.
Did you see the change in the position there? He hit the shot, changed the angle with the head. I mean, that is high-level wrestling there by Henry Cejudo. He actually hit the attack, moved DJ's head over to the opposite side so that he can find his angle to finish, and he secured the position. Again, this is what you have to go. If you're Cejudo, when you're fighting Demetrius Johnson, you got to find a way to secure it.
Now, if you're Cejudo, you want to hold this position and do as much damage as you can. If you're thinking about the round, 1:40 to go. If he can dominate for 1:40 on the ground, that makes a very good argument that he's winning this round.
Yeah, but here's the problem. He can't try to do too much damage because the moment he gives too much space, DJ's out.
Right.
DJ is too good to try to posture and try to land big damage. You have to control here if you're Henry Cejudo.
Right.
You have to make him wrestle with you, get the damage off where you can, but make sure you keep the position.
DJ's trying to land knees from the bottom.
But if you're Henry Cejudo, you have to finish this round on top. DJ, it is imperative that he gets back to his feet and not finish this round on the bottom.
Cejudo, not much of a submission threat. It's just about control. Under a minute, we'll see if Cejudo can keep the champion flattened out.
There's a lot of blood coming. It looks like it's coming from Henry Cejudo. He's trying to pass over that leg.
He was trying to go to full guard. He's trying to go to full guard because he probably feels he can hold DJ better in there. But look at DJ trying to find his feet to the hips.
Henry's bleeding quite a bit. We're having a hard time finding out where it's coming from, but it's coming from somewhere in his face.
Could very well be that cut under his chin.
Good top pressure here by Henry Cejudo. Excellent control. And he's going to ride out this round on top, landing shots, which easily could give him this round.
But DJ was winning this round to that point. But 2 minutes of top control to end the round is big for Cejudo, and now he's landing punches.
DJ most certainly was winning, but wouldn't you say that this is a more dominant aspect of the fight? Because DJ wasn't doing almost anything on the feet, or excuse me, on the ground, whereas Cejudo was still offering actual danger standing up.
Yes. It's a close fight.
Very close.
Got to give it everything this round. Can't let him lay on you. Okay. He's just going to keep pushing forward heavy. Okay. He's going to hold on and keep pushing forward heavy. So you got to get into the body. You got to move both sides. Move. Okay. Slide out to the side. And you got to keep moving. You can't stop moving. Okay.
Bring guy out. Let's throw.
Let's go, Henry. We don't get tired. We get hungry. Let's burn the castle. Let's burn the shit. Let's take the fucking castle now. Fucking stick his ass. Take him down. Let's hurt this guy. If he gets back up, let's fucking knock his ass out. Let's do it, Henry.
We got
let's go, guys. Let's go.
Press him.
It could be 2-2, Henry.
Some impassioned corners there. We have arrived at the 5th and final round and could very well be 2-2 as Henry Cejudo tries to change the course of sports history.
Very well could be 2-2 here.
It boils down to round 2. How do you score round 2? If you give Henry round 4, which a lot of people could, it all depends on how you score round 2. But Demetrius Johnson does have a claim to each of these rounds also. But Henry Cejudo has made the adjustments, as we said, prior to the fight, and he's got himself in a competitive fight with potentially the greatest fighter of all time.
Really competitive fight.
Yes. And Coach Hume was very aware. He said, you got to give it all this round, DJ. Don't let him take you down and lay on top of you. He's going to forward pressure you and try to take you down.
And it all comes down to this one round.
Cejudo trying to find a window to shoot.
There's that leg kick again.
And that's the story of the fight. Even the rounds that Henry may have won, it's DJ starting the round, touching him, kicking him, and then Cejudo going to get takedowns. And when he gets him and he can secure him, he has a claim to the round.
Pedestrian first minute plus of this 5th and final round.
But if you're Cejudo, this is okay because you're not falling behind a ton on points right now. Right? It's not much action in the beginning of the 5th, and if you can go get a takedown, have that big moment, you may win this fight.
And there's always the threat of Cejudo getting that takedown, especially now that he's done it several times now.
And his cardio's holding up really well. Cejudo looks good, DJ looks good, the cardio's holding up really well in this fight.
Oh, big
good
kick.
Body kick by DJ.
Just over 3 minutes here to decide this UFC Flyweight Championship. Looked like maybe a clash of heads. And Cejudo connected on the way up.
DJ's very aware of the takedown now, so as he enters, he's changing levels because he knows that he cannot get taken down again.
They're telling me it was a shoulder that hit DJ's head. Cejudo feints, Johnson bites.
You hear the urgency of the Cejudo corner picking up now.
Past the halfway point.
They want and need that takedown.
Oh, beautiful counter left from Johnson. The tension in this Staples Center is palpable.
Now Cejudo's got to be thinking Johnson's outscoring. He's clearly outscoring him with strikes.
2.5 minutes now, and this fight is on the table. Who wants it?
Oh.
Cejudo working off the back of Johnson. Can he get him down?
Right here, Henry Cejudo has to be aware though. Demetrius Johnson has Granby rolled every time they've gotten to this position. He has to understand DJ's going to roll here when he tries to return him to the mat. DJ's doing a fantastic job of isolating the hands on the hip. He's got to put his left hip out in front so that he can break this lock.
Wow. Cejudo tried. Johnson able to remain upright.
Wow, look at this. And Mighty Mouse turns it around on him.
I was getting away from DJ. This is where Henry scored takedowns in the inside-out trips.
Now you, inside trip, inside.
There it is, same position, same move. He scored these inside-out trips. You got to just watch DJ here, though. DJ back to his feet. 1 minute left in this fight.
Big for Johnson to be back.
Good left hand by Cejudo.
That one got Johnson's attention.
Somebody's going to have to press here. This fight seems to be on the table.
Under a minute now to go.
My man Joe Rogan's out of his seat right now. He's leaning forward. This fight seems to be on the table right now with a minute left in the fight. What's going to be the thing that stands out to the judges? Who's going to leave the lasting impression?
Head kick from Johnson, partially blocked by Cejudo.
Right here, you got to empty the gas tank, John. You got to just go forward and let everything fly. You got 30 seconds left in this fight.
Cejudo trying to become just the second UFC Flyweight champion.
Again with the trip, but it doesn't get.
Knee to the body lands for Cejudo. Another one for good measure. And a left hand behind the ear. DJ returns.
Oh, man.
What a fight.
What a fight.
Demetrius Johnson.
What a fight.
What a fight.
What a fight.
I almost cussed. Joe. I just about cussed a second ago. What a fight.
So Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo go the 25-minute distance. Has Henry Cejudo done enough to wrest the belt away from the long-standing flyweight king Demetrius Johnson? The Cejudo corner believes they have done enough. Same can be said for Johnson's corner.
I mean, what a fight. Early in the fight, you see Cejudo roll the ankle. It looked like the fight was over before it even started. Then the big left hand by DJ. Just going like every other Demetrius Johnson fight. But at a point, Henry Cejudo started to change the narrative. DJ with the body shot. Outside leg kick by Demetrius. Inside leg kick by Demetrius. Then the takedown started. Inside out trip by Cejudo. Drop the head off to the left. Get some top control. Right here again. Throw by. Takedown by Cejudo. Granby roll from DJ. Beautiful technique by Demetrius Johnson and Henry Cejudo. As we move forward into the fight again, double leg change, switch the angle, attack the high crotch, run the pipe, takes DJ down. This time he secures top position and holds him. Last round, from the clinch, inside out trip, but Demetrius Johnson is a champion. He's not gonna sit there and get beat. Gets back to his feet, and this is how the fight ended. Both guys just laying it all on the line. Henry throwing, DJ throwing, two fantastic champions. Amazing fight. Great job, gentlemen. Thank you for a fantastic show.
And I'm glad you're here to offer your valuable wrestling insight as an Olympian and two-division UFC champion. Well, if that's not the greatest UFC flyweight championship fight in this division's history, it is certainly on the short list. Cejudo seemingly giving Johnson all he could handle here tonight in trying to do the improbable. Cejudo said he saw 2008 and that opportunity all over again. An opportunity to shock the world and turn this flyweight division and the mixed martial arts landscape on its axis. Cejudo made his adjustments for sure. And I think big picture, regardless of these scorecards, this rivalry is not done yet. The official decision brought to you by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the US. With that official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Ron McCarthy scores the contest, 48-47, Cejudo. Marcos Rosales scores it, 48-47, Johnson. And Sal Diablo scores the contest, 48-47 for the winner. And new undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Henry the Messenger Cejudo.
Upside down, brother. Let's turn that up right. Henry Cejudo, you just shocked the world.
I most definitely did. I want to say thank you to California. I was born in the ghetto streets of South Central LA in a 2-bedroom apartment, literally 10 minutes away from here, Joe. And I will be here, beat probably the greatest of all time from being knocked out in the first round. And I couldn't do it without my team, my support system. Captain Eric Alberto, who's been with me since 2004. My training partner, Bruno Bulldogino. My agent, Ali. Alan, my coach. Santino, everything, putting this thing together. And I want to thank my mentor, Dave Zohan, man. Without you, actually, this bout isn't even mine, Joe. This bout is for Dave Zohan, my mentor, who I love very much. This is for you, Dave. Thank you for believing in me.
Henry, I want to take this back. Henry, I want to take this back to the first round. Something crazy happened to your ankle in the first round. What was that? It seemed like your leg, you can take a look at the big screen and you can see it. Your leg gave out. There was something wrong with your ankle right away. What was that?
It was a little calf crusher that Demetrius hit me with. It hurt. I tried to step on it again. I couldn't find my balance, and
so it was a nerve thing?
I think so. It was muscle.
So you recover from that. You go into the second round. You manage to take him down. What were you thinking then? Was that now going to be your strategy?
Absolutely no. I think it was all along. I've always told when I had my interview, with Daniel Cormier, I said, "How are you going to win this fight?" And I said, "Composure." I says, I had the time, I had the techniques, the tactics. It was pretty much just a composure thing.
Headed into the final round, it looked to be 2-2 to us. Did you think that?
I thought so. I thought so. But again, man, Demetrius, he's fast, man. He may not hit the hardest, but he is one fast. And I just had to hold my composure, and I came out victorious, Joe.
Well, this was unquestionably the greatest flyweight championship bout in the history of the sport. Congratulations on an unbelievable, spectacular victory. You are now the UFC flyweight champion of the world.
Thank you so much, Joe. I don't know where Dana White is. Dana White.
He's probably sitting down. Everybody needs to sit down right now. Everybody's blown away by your performance here.
Again, Joe, from being knocked out, I didn't even last the whole full round day. But I'm sorry, Joe. 2 years later, I come and I defeat the man, the myth, the legend, Demetrius Johnson. But wherever Dana White is, I felt disrespected this whole time. You know, and America is all about winners, Joe. And the winner of this next bout, Joe, I want to fight that guy. I want to fight the winner at 135 pounds. I deserve it. Olympic champion, now UFC champion. Now give me the best at 135 pounds. Demetrius Johnson didn't go up. They don't have to come down. I'm going up. I want that belt too.
The new champ, ladies and gentlemen, Henry Cejudo. All right, I'm here with Mighty Mouse, ladies and gentlemen. Give us your thoughts on the fight.
It was a great fight. Henry Cejudo was tough. Had a great game plan. I was really trying to bang out his legs. I could see he was staying across, letting me cross distance, and I just kept kicking the legs. And he's a big dude. Each time he got on top of me, he would hold, and congrats to Henry.
When you were going into the fifth round, excuse me, did you feel like it was even?
Yeah, I thought it was even. You know, I felt like when he took me down, there was nothing really significant that he was doing. He was just passing my guard. But he's a big dude, and I could feel each time we would clash, I would hit him, and then he would get like 4 shots off. Nothing really landed clean to like rock me, but he's a champ now.
Was there anything surprising about this fight to you?
No. I knew Henry Cejudo was going to be tough. I knew he was going to be an A game. He's just a big dude and strong.
What happens now?
I'll go back home. My beautiful wife's at home. She's going to give. We're going to have our third child, and recover and see what's next.
Well, congratulations on your third child. Can't wait to see you again, sir. Mighty Mouse Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
And rarefied air for Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medal in 2008. 10 years later, he becomes the UFC flyweight champion, and in so doing, ends the greatest championship run that Octagon has ever seen. 4 weeks ago, the world belonged to Daniel Cormier. Tonight, it belongs to Henry Cejudo.
Man, to watch that young man do what he just did was truly amazing. To know Henry from a kid, it's awesome. And I never am at a loss for words. But Demetrius Johnson handled that with all class. I mean, it does not get much better than DJ. Tip his hat, walk to the back. He'll be back even better. But what a night for Henry Cejudo. Hey, that's 2 guys from the 2008 Olympic team that are UFC champions now.
Unbelievable.
We still got another fight. What happened between you and Artem Lobov, Khabib?
Nothing. You know what it's like being a part of a team. You're in it together.
If one of us go to war, we all go to war.
Conor McGregor sees an incident between a buddy of his, Artem, getting into it with Khabib.
And now all hell is breaking loose.
You wanna fight? Come here and that's it. Just tell me where. Why you need to come here?
We have to finish this. Let's go. I am ready for this. I am ready for this.
Tell him I'm coming! Oh!
Be careful what you ask for.
That's it! On the fight!
Wow! Nothing short of spectacular. The hype behind this contest is insane. It will be the biggest fight in history. He's a devastating striker. He is outstanding. Oh, he got tagged hard. 2 destroyers. 2 outstanding fighters. This is the fight that everybody wants to see.
It will be massive.
Surprise, surprise! The king is back!
My goosebumps have goosebumps on top of their goosebumps. My goodness, I can't wait for that fight. That's the biggest fight in UFC history.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. I can't imagine what would be bigger. Khabib is an absolute destroyer, a monster, maybe the scariest grappler of all time. And Conor McGregor has magic in his hands.
I mean, Brock and I are big
Pretty goddamn good.
Bigger. Bacalao are bigger, but not bigger.
It might be bigger. We don't know about that either.
Before you watch the championship event between TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt, enjoy a look at Mile 22, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lauren Cohan, and Ronda Rousey. A new wave of combat cinema in theaters August 17th.
Can I trust you? Put me on a plane to the US and I'll give you everything.
The goal is deliver that package to Mile 22.
You have no idea how evil my government is.
We're in contact, major contact.
No, not on my watch. No way. Be careful. You be careful.
You ready? Is you sick of taking losses? Tough with it.
You need a vacation. This is my beach.
We came here to see Jet. What you got?
Mile 22. Rated R, August 17th.
Collection by Van Heusen, available at Kohl's. You're welcome.
What a night it has been in LA, and now live from Staples Center, it is time for the main event for UFC 227, Dillashaw versus Garbrandt 2. So a showdown last November didn't put an end to the feud between TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. It only served to heighten it. Tonight, the rivalry hits its second act, a rematch for the undisputed UFC bantamweight title.
In search of a dream. Or a nightmare.
Fans are excited for this fight because we're exciting fighters, as well as fans love drama.
I still think TJ Dillashaw is a piece of you know, that's not going to change.
Finish! Corral on his back! The pin is all over!
The way TJ left Team Alpha Male was just straight sellout.
The first UFC title for Team Alpha Male, and look at Dwayne Ludwig and TJ Dillashaw crying together.
I mean, lied to his team, to the people that helped him.
Sellout, bitch. I don't understand the animosity coming from them.
You know, fighters change camps all the time. I've traveled the world and continue to make gains with new coaches. They're stuck in their gym because it's Team Alpha Male versus everyone.
He's always out for himself and never looking out for anybody else but himself. Where I come from, loyalty is everything. I love Team Alpha Male. It saved my life, and I'll defend that as many times as I can. TJ stole everything from me.
The first time I fought Cody Garbrandt, I knocked his ass out. I'm the best in the world, and I went out there and proved it that night.
There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about getting my world title back. Every rep, every drill, every session, a day closer that I'm getting that title back. I'm the best in the world. I gotta go out there and show and remind everybody in the world why I am the best. Nobody in the world can withstand my shots, can withstand the pace that I push. I'm the best in the division. I'm glad that I get to go in there and shut his lights off this time.
I got nothing to be afraid of. Once you knock him out, you know, they can't be as confident. I don't mind getting rich off of knocking Cody out.
How this fight is going to play out is me just violently knocking TJ out. It's Team Alpha Male versus everybody. I'm ready to cut the snake's head off.
TJ Dillashaw, come try me, motherfucker. In search of a dream.
I don't mind kicking his ass again. UFC 227, August 4th. I'm gonna knock Cody out and get my hand raised.
is getting his sprint on. The former UFC bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt. He has said mental fortitude separates the good from the great. Tonight he will try to become a two-time UFC bantamweight champion. Cody Garbrandt's authentic legacy jersey, co-designed by Cody, available online now at UFC store in limited quantities.
We know for a fact that Cody came into that first fight with significant back injuries. We know that he required several epidurals just to get there for the fight. It was not ideal for him. He wasn't able to train the way he wanted to, but he had to take that fight. He felt like he had to take it for his reputation. He had to take it to defend his title. He could not pull out of it. He feels like now, for the first time, he is 100% healthy. His back is completely rehabilitated, and now he gets a chance to show TJ Dillashaw what he's really capable of.
My heart is beating so fast. I feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm telling Joe. I'm like, I can't breathe when I watch these big fights like that. I love everything about a championship fight. Especially a fight like this between two guys that are so skilled. Cody Garbrandt is a phenomenal fighter and has finally gotten everything in order. The birth of his young son, Kai. Him and his wife have everything together. This is the time that he feels he's ready to go and regain the championship. Cody Garbrandt has something. He has something. People show up. Look at this. People show up and people care when Cody Garbrandt fights. And he says he's ready to go, man. I really need to stop. I feel like my heart's going to stop pumping blood.
Cody feels like speed will be the biggest factor in the fight tonight. He's got power too, at least one knockdown in all 7 of his UFC fights. Underappreciated. Here is the two-time UFC bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw, and had a couple split decisions gone his way, he could be riding a 13-fight winning streak with 7 bantamweight title defenses. I'm not sure we understand just how elite this fighter has been for more than a half a decade here at 135 pounds.
Not only that, but in my opinion, constantly getting better. And I love how they've embraced this whole snake nickname. Yeah. And now they sell snake t-shirts. They got snake skin and the Dillashaw t-shirt logo. It's kind of hilarious. And him and Dwayne Ludwig have a really unusual relationship. And the way he's sculpted, the way TJ moves and strikes has been nothing short of extraordinary.
Tonight's Prep Point brought to you by the Flex Collection by Van Heusen, available at Kohl's. You're welcome.
What we saw in that first fight, by Cody knocking down TJ in the first round and TJ knocking out Cody in the second round, was that this fight, this matchup is so tight, so closely matched, and both guys are such killers, that literally it's a matter of who zigs and who zags and when the shot lands.
I mean, I don't know if I said it, but I feel like my heart's about to pop my chest. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are playing. TJ's got a great song. Anthony Kiedis is sitting right there. He sings the song, but he's not giving no reaction. TJ Dillashaw wins this fight. TJ may be the greatest bantamweight of all time. He may, I mean, it's time to stop ignoring this young man. If he can do this again, this guy has to be considered, him and Dominic Cruz, the greatest bantamweight the UFC has ever seen. A phenomenal striker, a phenomenal fighter. Big fight feel in Los Angeles right now, boys. Championship time. Let's go!
The UFC Bantamweight Championship now just moments away. This tail of the tape brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Dillashaw, 32 years old. Cody Garbrandt just turned 27 last month. Garbrandt, the taller man, by 1.5 inches, but it's Cody Garbrandt, or excuse me, TJ Dillashaw, who will have a 1.5 inch reach advantage. Now to get you the introductions for this main event, here is Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Commissioner John Carvelli, Executive Director Andy Foster. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Derek Clearly, Guilherme Bravo, and Michael Bell. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. This championship bout is sponsored by Metro PCS. Brings you knockout coverage of the UFC on a pound-for-pound strong network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Motel 6, ready to tap out? Check into Motel 6 and save. We'll leave the light on for you. Book online at motel6.com. And Mile 22, starring Mark Wahlberg, Lauren Cohen, and Ronda Rousey, in theaters August 17th.
Come on, have some fun.
And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter holding a professional record, 11 wins, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Sacramento, California, presenting the #1 ranked bantamweight contender in the world, and the former UFC bantamweight champion, the challenger, Cody Garbrandt. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a Bang Muay Thai fighter, holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 and 1/2 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Angels Camp, California, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, TJ Dillashaw.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to keep this clean. Touch gloves and let's do it.
TJ willing to touch. Cody says no thanks. To quote my man Joe Rogan, this place is deafening right now. What a pop for Cody Garbrandt. The buzzword for Cody has been adjustments. We'll see if he made the requisite ones in advance of this rematch with the Bantamweight King, TJ Dillashaw, and we are underway. Garbrandt takes the center of the octagon in blue. TJ Dillashaw in the black and gold, befitting a champion. Tonight's Fight Club, brought to you by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925.
These boys are smiling at each other before the fight started, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of jabbering going to go on back and forth. TJ's giving him a big grin, dancing around in front of him. Oh.
Can we have a fight like the one we just saw? Oh, can I take it? Hit the defibrillator. Get it ready.
Dillashaw embraces fight week to such an extent. He's smiling because there's no place he'd rather be than fighting another man in an octagon.
Especially this one. I mean, he just loved the fact that he was able to stop Cody in that first fight, and he's been grinding that salt into the wound ever since.
Garbrandt has said repeatedly this week that speed is the biggest factor in this matchup, that of all TJ's skills, the one thing he can't come close to matching is Garbrandt's speed.
And in the build-up, you notice Cody Garbrandt trying to be a little more calm, a little more patient, trying not to lead with his emotions as he did the first time.
He's also throwing more kicks right away.
Yes, that's it right there.
And again, not to belabor this, but when Cody went into that fight with a bad back, it changes his stance.
Nice counterattack by Dillashaw, but Garbrandt lands a good right hand.
Dillashaw to the body. Garbrandt misses on the spinning attack. Cody said when his back was at its worst, he said it was hard to even visualize himself in the octagon.
Oh, good shot to the body by Cody. Front kick to the body.
He's throwing way more kicks this time.
Yeah.
Oh, he hurt him. He just hurt TJ. But TJ landed a counter.
They both hurt each other, I believe.
Wow.
I think TJ might have hurt him with that right hand.
These boys are fast.
Oh, look at that.
Dillashaw, a feint heavy attack here early on. Garbrandt points down to the center of the octagon, says, meet me there.
A lot more kicks by Cody. They've made an adjustment for sure.
Dillashaw has built his own camp in California. Little slip there. Garbrandt time to take advantage. Counter right from Dillashaw.
He got him again. It's the same mistake as the last time Garbrandt made. He goes in there trying to finish, and TJ counters.
Garbrandt fighting hands, trying to recover. 2 minutes to go in the round.
He's doing a good job of holding on to TJ's hands.
Hammer fist from Dillashaw here. Garbrandt back to his feet. We'll see if he has recovered.
His legs are still a little wobbly.
Dillashaw with a big mouse under that right eye.
There's plenty of time here.
Dillashaw wisely gets that left guard up.
It's when they get into these long exchanges, TJ hurts him. Cody still hasn't recovered fully yet.
Yeah, he still looks wobbly.
Cody's looping, trying to knock TJ out, whereas TJ is a lot tighter in there.
Another right hand. Garbrandt nearly out on his feet. Big right hand. Oh, TJ Dillashaw gonna close this out. Garbrandt trying to recover. A warning from Herb Dean for a shot to the back of the head. Garbrandt in a world of trouble. Big knee.
Oh, that's it.
TJ Dillashaw has done it again. 2-0 over Cody.
He did it quicker this time.
There is no question as to who is the king of the bantamweights, and you might be looking at the greatest 135-pound fighter of all time.
There's no question.
And he's finishing them.
He's the greatest.
He's finishing fights. He is finishing guys, and he did it faster this time. He knocked him out in the second round the first time. This time he did it in the first.
Wow.
In terms of the striking differential, in terms of the numbers, that was Dillashaw's biggest advantage, the biggest discrepancy between these two fighters. Dillashaw the harder party to hit, and he connected early and often tonight as he hands Cody Garbrandt a second consecutive loss after he began his career 11-0.
Wow. How's your heart?
Oh, man.
Let's take a look at it again here.
You see them both land here. Right hand by Garbrandt. Boom. Right hook by TJ. Both go staggering back. But look at this. That's the problem. Cody Garbrandt is loading up. You can see him loading. And TJ's just a little bit tighter. And once you're hurt in front of TJ Dillashaw, it's over, man. You cannot afford to be on wobbly legs in front of a guy like this that knows how to finish, because he will find the shot that will close the show. When he couldn't finish Cody here, he landed that knee. Watch it right here. He's beating him up. He's beating him up, trying to find a kill shot. That's not working. Soon as Cody turns, TJ goes tie clinch knee. It's over. At this point, Cody Garbrandt's done. I know he didn't go to the ground, and he wants to continue to fight.
Right.
But that's because he's a fighter. Fight was done. great stoppage. Look, all heart Cody Garbrandt, but TJ Dillashaw was the better man tonight.
Herb Dean seemed to give him a lot of opportunities to stay in the fight. He chooses to intervene there. And TJ Dillashaw reigns supreme in this rivalry yet again. The official decision brought to you by Metro PCS. Get knockout coverage of the UFC on a network that covers 99% of people in the US. One final time tonight. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 10 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO and still the undisputed UFC bantamweight champion of the world, TJ Dillashaw.
There can be no doubt. The winner and still champ, TJ Dillashaw. How does that feel?
Feels good and always, man. I gotta say, my bang Muay Thai is tight. Happy birthday to Dwayne Ludwig. It's his birthday today. This belt is his. It's going to him.
You guys had some wild exchanges before you clipped him. You've got a good mouse under your right eye. Were you stunned at any time during that first round?
Oh, he caught me good, you know, but nothing to where I wasn't there, you know?
What was different about your strategy coming in? It seemed like he was more kick heavy. Did you anticipate that? What did you think was going to be different about this fight?
I expect him to want to counter my kicks, so I was going to wait. I know he likes to lead with that right hand, so I was just going to time it and throw my own, and that's what happened.
This has got to be the sweetest thing for you, because not only does this cement you as the UFC bantamweight champion, you make a very good argument as being the best bantamweight of all time.
I am the best bantamweight of all time. That's it, the best bantamweight of all time, here, right now.
Now, Henry Cejudo won the flyweight title before this fight and said that he wants to come up and fight you at 135 pounds. I think that would be a fantastic fight.
Bring it, baby, let's do this.
TJ, I want you to enjoy this. Enjoy your handiwork. Take a look at the big screen and look at the wild exchange in which you retained your title. Look at this. You're both throwing wild shots. You clipped him here, rocked him, and I believe this is when he was already hurt.
Yeah, he was definitely hurt. Didn't have his legs underneath him yet. I could tell so I was going for the kill. I probably could have slowed it down and finished it, but I got a little happy there, you know? So I kept it on him, kept the pressure tight, landed some good knees when he stood up right here. Just kept those right hands coming, man. I kept loading him up.
Enjoy it, sir.
One thing, I got to have a big thanks to Dr. Neil Rorden, as well as Dr. Moore. They even helped me get to this fight. I mean, I went through a lot, man. I went through a lot to get here. I wasn't going to turn this fight down. I wanted to get here at Staples Center and perform in front of you guys. So Los Angeles, man, let me hear it. Thank you so much for coming out. I love this shit. I love the fight. You see a smile on my face every time I come out. I'm here to bang. I'm here to knock you out.
The champ, ladies and gentlemen, TJ Dillashaw.
So TJ Dillashaw came in as arguably the greatest bantamweight of all time, two-time UFC bantamweight champion. And man, does he close out this rivalry in style. Cody Garbrandt got back-to-back fights with Dillashaw. Yep. One as champion, one as challenger. This division runs through TJ Dillashaw and still.
Yeah, man, what a performance by TJ Dillashaw. The guy is so confident. He's only getting better, and it's showing in these fights. Cody Garbrandt likes to get in there and bang. And this is one guy that he may not be able to fight in that fashion. TJ Dillashaw has proven twice that he's better than Cody Garbrandt on the night that they have fought.
Yeah, I mean, what a performance. And he's got Boss Rutan in there with him. Look at that. But what a performance, the fact that he put himself in danger. That was not a safety-first performance.
Right.
And he got in Cody's face. Cody had a new strategy. He had no excuses. His back was healthy. TJ took him out earlier. I mean, unbelievable.
He did it better the second time. This is crazy.
Well,
he really did.
Perhaps the credit for his legacy and his body of work that has eluded TJ Dillashaw will now come his way. Tonight belongs to the bantamweight king and still Bronson's father, TJ Dillashaw.